Graduated from Rowan University in the spring of 2022 with a sports communication and media degree. I got to actually call minor league baseball and G League basketball games while I was in school. And then I graduated, and as soon as I graduated, I went to NFL Films in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. And as much as I loved that experience, I miss putting on the headsets. I decided, you know what, talk is cheap. I have a laptop that's in my house, and so 21 months later, here we are, still on YouTube, calling games and building an incredible, loving community on here with the people that I call my Philly freaks with a capital P and a capital H. We go live for every single Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles game, and we do it like old school radio play-by-play style. I'm Jason Joseph, and this is Play-by-Play with JJ.
I showed a swung on barrel. Out to right field. Bye-bye baseball.
That baby is long gone.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome on into another edition of Play-by-Play with JJ. My name is Jason Joseph, and we got another Sixers game tonight. Sixers are hosting the New York Knicks, and there will be no Joel Embiid once again tonight. However, Tyrese Maxey and Paul George are back out there in the lineup, so that is the good news for the Sixers. They will be starting in just a little bit. But yeah, all right. Hi, everybody. Hopefully you're all doing well and having yourselves a very, very fantastic day. What's up, Katie? What's going on? Hardcore for all. And everybody that's over here in the chat, just wanted to make sure that I said hi to each and every one of you. Yes, so the Sixers take on the New York Knicks tonight. The Knicks are 26-15. Last game that they played, they actually lost to the Detroit Pistons. 124-119 was the final score there. Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, OG Anunoby. It should be a very, very good matchup for the Philadelphia 76ers. It's been at this point, I don't really know what else there really is to say. I did like how last night the Sixers did show fight with the young guys. I thought that was a positive that I did take away from last night. I really was impressed with what Justin Edwards was able to do. At this point, I'm just in rebuild mode, man. Like I'm just there. So nothing that the Sixers can do can really disappoint me or anything like that, because I think that I'm sort of I've now accepted that we have to be in rebuild mode, and that's just where things are right now. Sixers are now 8 games under 500. They're on a 3-game losing streak, and they're still 3 games behind that 10 seed for the final spot of the play-in tournament. But we shall see how they do tonight against the New York Knicks. The Knicks did beat the Milwaukee Bucks 140-106, but as we mentioned before in the last game that they played against the Pistons, they lost 124-119. Cade Cunningham actually put up 36 points, and he shot the ball very, very well. He was 4 for 8 from 3. He was 14 for 27 from the field as well. And he was just scoring the rock with ease. Malik Beasley off their bench at 22 points and was 6 for 8 from downtown. So he played really well too. And it was just a little bit too much for Karl Anthony Towns, Mikal Bridges, and Jalen Brunson to overcome. But yeah. What are your final score predictions for today? Please let us know down below on how you guys think that this game is going to go. I think that the Knicks, I saw that they were favored to win by 6.5 points in regards to tonight's game. 5.5 points. I'm going to go with my final score prediction as 111-92 Knicks. That's my final score prediction that I'm going to go with tonight. 111-92 New York Knicks. If the Sixers want to win this game tonight, what are they going to have to do? I need Tyrese Maxey to go out there, and I need him to get hot. I need him to be on fire. If Tyrese Maxey can get you 37 points, and Paul George can get you 30, and Oubre can get you 20, then you have a chance to beat the New York Knicks. But I think that that's like the most realistic thing that I probably could ask for. Gershon Yabusele off the bench, or sorry, in the starting lineup. I think that it'd be cool to try to see him get 14 or 15 points today. He's been balling, he's been playing really well, and he's been doing enough for his role. So, but Maxey's back in the lineup today, and we need to try to initiate the offense through him. I know that he has not been really playing up to people's standards, and I understand that that's been sort of the narrative this year, even though he's still averaging 25.8 points per game and is 9th in the league in scoring. It hasn't been enough, and he has not been efficient. He has been taking a lot of uneasy shots, and we've been asking him to do that, but he's just not hitting them at a very good rate. Over his last 10 games, he's actually shooting 33% from deep and only 42% from the field. It's not good enough. He needs to be more efficient, and he needs to be taking his shots in stride. And I don't really see him doing that as much as he should be. So hopefully he can have a good game today, and he can be efficient and put up a lot of points as well. And on the other side for Paul George, I mean, the big thing with Paul George is that while he's been playing better in the month of January, in the fourth quarter, it's been a disappearing act for him. He still plays good defense, but on the offensive side, if we need him to step up, he has to step up, and he has to play in crucial moments, and he needs to deliver in those crucial moments. So that's been my biggest critique with Paul George, is that I haven't seen enough baskets coming down the stretch where he's taking one-on-one shots, and instead he's being just more passive, and he's not taking those shots, and he's not looking at the rim. And I don't like that. I understand that he was brought here to be a third option, but guess what? When the team's not doing well and when Joel Embiid's not playing, then guess what? You got to step up, and that's just what they need to do. They need guys to step up into their roles, and I'm hoping that I see that tonight from Paul George, but I'm not necessarily expecting that. But yeah, if the Sixers were to win this game, I would say that Tyrese Maxey and Paul George have to at least get you 30, and there's going to have to be somebody else along with Kelly Oubre who hits meaningful shots. Maybe it's Caleb Martin if he's playing tonight. Maybe it's Gershon Yabusele. Maybe it's Justin Edwards. I don't know. But somebody else needs to be hitting their shots, and we got to play really good defense. And it's not going to be easy. That's why the Sixers are not favored to win this game. Sixers are 6-12 at home this year, and as we mentioned before, they're 15-23 during the regular season. This is game number 39. Last time that these two teams did face each other, it was actually Joel Embiid's first game of the season. It was on November 12th. The Sixers did lose that game by a final score of 111-99. OG Anunoby had 24 points in that game. Karl Anthony Towns at 21 and was 5 for 6 from the free throw line, 2 for 6 from 3. And for the Sixers, Paul George did have 29 points in that game and was actually shooting the ball very well. He was 7 for 11 from 3. He really couldn't be stopped. And Jared McCain was coming off the bench, and he had 23 points and still was playing pretty good. But there was no Tyrese Maxey, and Joel Embiid did not look good at all out there whatsoever. Only 13 points, and he looked really slow. But that's just how it is. So, but yeah, what are your thoughts about this game? Do you guys think I'm being a little bit too hard on the Sixers? Do you guys think that I'm being a little bit too soft? If the Sixers are going to win this game, they're going to have to rebound at a very high rate too. I'm going to have to see a lot of intense rebounding from Gershon Yabusele, and again, I don't expect that. But they're going to have to try to get the meaningful rebounds. Actually, let me take back my argument that I just said. If the Sixers are going to win this game because the Knicks are a better rebounding team, they're going to have to make shots at a high rate. That's the truth. They don't have guys that can just box people out at the 5 position. they're going to have to pretty much be as efficient as they can shooting the basketball. And that's just me being realistic. So they're going to have to do that. But rebounding is also about effort, and I understand that argument too. They are going to have to put a lot of effort in boxing out and being active on the glass, but it's hard. It's not going to be easy, and I think that realistically, we're just going to have to make a lot of shots. So 111-92, Knicks is my final score. I'll say 118-104, Sixers, says Katie. Grace is here. Grace says, let's go, JJ. I'm more excited for this group getting together than the game. Let's go, Freaks. Yeah, I agree. I do have to sort of separate that too. I do like this. I do like this little group that the Sixers do have. They played really well yesterday. I thought that they gave it their all. I thought that they played really hard. And again, like, the expectation now for me is just for them to play hard and for them to just play the younger guys and see what we got. That's really where my head is right now. All right, let's go into the live stream. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and hit the notification bell icons, and that way you'll know when we go live. All right, so we are ready to get started, as the Sixers will have Tyrese Maxey, Eric Gordon, Kelly Oubre Jr., Gershon Yabusele, and Paul George. Meanwhile, the Knicks, they have Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, and Jericho Sims. There's no Karl Anthony Towns out there in this game tonight. So we're ready to get underway. Let's see. Hi, Katie. What's going on? The Sixers are favored to tank this season. Sixers will lose, and you will call an amazing game. Good luck on the Sixers making shots and getting rebounds. Let me shut up. No. You're being realistic, Grace. Like, you have every right to feel. You have every right to feel how you feel. Like, they have disappointed everybody this year. They have really underachieved a lot of expectations. And, like, you have a right to feel that way. You do. At Babsky, it is illegal to stream the game visually. JJ will call the game radio style. That's just what we do on here. Yes, sir. What's up, Babsky? How you doing, my friend? Yeah. I'm not trying to get copyright strikes. I ain't trying to do that, so I think it'll still be a decent game. I really hope so, man. That's why we're still doing these games, because you just never know. You really just never know what type of a game you're gonna get, and that's why we still do it. And we're still having fun, right? We're still keeping the conversations going, and there is stuff I do think that is nice to look forward to. No Mitchell Robinson in this game for the Knicks. Karl Anthony Towns is also out. For the Sixers, there is no Caleb Martin. There is no Kyle Lowry. There is no Andre Drummond. No Joel Embiid. And no KJ Martin either. All right, tip-off underway. Sixers are in their white and blue uniforms, while the Knicks are in their dark blue and orange uniforms. And the Knicks will win the tip-off. Don't know why I just played the air horn there. I think it was just a symbol as we are getting started. So we are underway. The ball does go out of bounds, and it'll still be Knicks ball. So, yeah, we got to do a good job of contesting shots, too, and boxing out on the defensive side of the court. Here's Brunson with an elbow jumper. It's a little bit strong, and Eric Gordon is the one who does secure the rebound. Okay, so let's refresh this, and now we are good. All right, George is over at the top of the key and now dribbles over towards the left side, gets in between the baselines, puts up a shot, and it's no good. And it's rebounded by OG Anunoby. There's Anunoby, a former player under Nick Nurse, who's the head coach of the Philadelphia 76ers. Sims is looking to hand it off over to Josh Hart, a defensive rebounding specialist. And there's Bridges on the drive with a floater. No, Kelly Oubre got the rebound, lost the ball, though, out in transition. Brunson picks it back up, and he'll have to push it forward. And it's over to Josh Hart. Here's a three-pointer by Bridges. He puts it up, and he knocks it down for three over on the right side of the wing. And that's how the Knicks start things off. 3-0 New York. Maxey back out there for the first time. He hasn't played since Sunday. Neither has Paul George. George dribbles over towards the left side of the wing. He's double-teamed, finds Eric Gordon for a catch-and-shoot three, and it hits off the front side of the rim and goes out of bounds. Knicks basketball. Again, the Knicks lineup, it's Jalen Brunson. Also got you got Brunson, you got Josh Hart, you got Jericho Sims, OG Anunoby, Michael Bridges, and that is their starting five. Brunson dribbles over towards the left side of the baseline. He'll have to skip pass it out to Anunoby for a catch-and-shoot three, and he got it to go on the near corner. So 2 threes, one by Michael Bridges, and the other one by OG Anunoby. And it's a 6-0 lead for the Knicks, who are a very good three-point shooting team. George from the near wing over to the far wing. Hands it off to Maxey. Abusele down the lane. Back outside to Gordon. Good ball movement by the Sixers. Maxey downhill over to Oubre, who puts up a shot, and he's fouled. Kelly Oubre Jr. Man, he was double-teamed downhill and did a good job and just floating it up and in, and he got fouled by Sims. And he'll try to earn his third point over at the foul line. 6-2 ball game. As I mentioned before, the Knicks are a very good three-point shooting team. Get to some more of their team stats in just a little bit. Here's Oubre at the line, averaging about 13.5 points per game. And he's looking to try to make it a three-point game. Oubre's foul shot is up, and it's good. Oh, I have to change the emojis. Forgot that I have to add Paul George's back. All right. Michael Bridges hands it off and gives it back over to Jalen Brunson over on the right side of the wing. Josh Hart downhill finds a pass over to OG Anunoby, who pump fakes, sidesteps, and then pump fakes again, and ends up giving it up over to Michael Bridges, who runs down the lane, and the tip back is up, though, and in by Josh Hart on the follow-through. And it goes right down the hatch. A 3 score as New York is out in front. Maxey with a tray. That's not even close. Off the front side of the rim. And basketball belongs to New York. Brunson almost lost the ball, and we do have a foul called on Paul George. New York Knicks, they're third in the NBA in field goal percentage. They're also 2-5 over their last 7 games, shooting 31% from three, and they're holding their opponents to about 116 points per game. Their defense, though, as far as three-point shooting percentage, is at 43.5%. The Sixers are going to challenge this. The refs are going to look things over, and hopefully we'll see if the Sixers can get the ball back. It's an 8-3 ball game, and they'll be back in just a few moments. All right, the NBA ticker is a little bit off. Where is that? NBA ticker graphic. I can't understand why that's a little bit off. In case you are just tuning in, though, hello, hi, and welcome aboard over to Play by Play with JJ. All right, that's better. Okay, good. Hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget, turn on the notification bell icons too. Pregame and then the play-by-play. Yes, sir. Good day, JJ. I'm running late. I'm at the doctor's. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, take care, man. Not only have they been a disappointment, they're killing the channel because no one wants to watch them lose. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. It's not just us, though. It's killing. It's not good for ratings in general, but that is what it is. We still roll with the punches. We still go along. Same thing with the Phillies. Same thing even if the Eagles had a bad season. We're still doing it. Still doing it. All right, let's mute this tab. And let's go back to this. Okay. For those of you that are tuning in for the very first time, I really want to get to know you guys a little bit. I want you guys to tell me, when did you fall in love with watching basketball? I'm not saying the NBA. I'm saying just basketball. It can be the NBA, but did you actually, I don't know, some people have experience, just watching like their high school basketball team or whatever it was, and that's how they sort of fell in love with the game. But if you guys have any stories about how you first came into learning about basketball, or how you were intrigued by the game, let us know down below, and I will play some of your stories as we go along through this stream, for sure. Is the Ninja Chat working? Let's go back to that and see if it's good. I think that it just stopped working, so that's great. What is your prediction, halftime? What's going on, halftime? How you doing? We have a $2 dono by Grace. Thank you so much, Grace. I appreciate it. Wow. Yeah, that was really nice. You didn't have to do that. That's why you hit the air horn. You got to hit or to wake up the crowd. Yes, you do. You do. All right, so Tyrese Maxey did get called for his second personal foul. Okay. Knicks basketball. 8-3 is the score with 9 minutes left remaining in the first quarter. Brunson back over to OG Anunoby. Anunoby gets it back from Mikal Bridges, takes a little pump fake, and now is double teamed over at the top of the key. He has to put up a shot, and it's no good. He forced it and chucked it, and Tyrese Maxey there to secure it. 8:40 left to be played in the first quarter. Yabusele wants to back his defender downhill. It's OG Anunoby, and Yabusele wins the battle. Good effort by Gershon. Oh boy, and I forgot that I gotta change the emojis again. All right, here's Sims down the lane with a little floater. Got his own offensive rebound. The Sixers got to do a better job at boxing him out. Another catch-and-shoot three is up. That's too strong by OG Anunoby. And a rebound by Paul George. Maxey on the other side at the top of the perimeter. Dribbles down the lane. Puts up an elbow jumper. And Hart is able to secure his miss. Hart with a bounce pass to Brunson. Kick out to Bridges for three on the far corner. Connects. Mikal Bridges knocking down his second three from that left side. And it's an 11-5 lead for New York. They are 3 for 5 from downtown. Sixers just 0 for 2. Yabusele looking for some help. Sixers aren't moving. And now Oubre does. Oubre with the dribbles. Hands it back off to Gershon Yabusele for a wide open three. And out it goes. The basketball god said no. Just a little bit too much. Brunson again over to Anunoby. Anunoby with a little lob pass to Bridges. He swings it over to Hart. Hart hands it off to Brunson. And Jalen Brunson with a floater at the baseline. Good. Left-handed floater. He used the offhand and was able to connect. And Jalen Brunson, 2 points and 2 assists as well. George with a skip pass that was supposed to go to Maxey. Intercepted, though, by Hart. A 4-on-2 play. Hart to Sims, and a foul called on Paul George as Hart tried to throw down an alley-oop pass over to Jericho Sims. And we have some free throws coming on up. All right, so let's figure out, again, let's refresh this page. And let's refresh this page. Halftime is here. What's up, Halftime? How you doing, my friend? Halftime, always comes on. I see that as he's live streaming, he wants to say hi. It's funny to me. It's really funny. I think it's cool. First foul shot is up, and that one is good. The emojis are good. Yeah, I got to put Tyrese Maxey back in there. Yeah, I didn't get to do that. Allen Iverson, he was what really made me fall in love with the Sixers. Oh, I know. Halftime never gave his prediction. He just came in to say hi, and he was like, yep, bye. I got to go back to my stream. Second foul shot, no good. Paul George able to get the rebound as he leaps up in the air. and hauls it in. 14-5 lead for the Knicks. More dribble handoffs by the Sixers. See a lot of them. That's what the Sixers do. George for three, puts it up, and he'll go to the line for one more. Paul George with a 4-point play. Josh Hart commits the foul, and George hits it from that left side of the perimeter. See, now I gotta get those emojis. And I will do that right now, and I will shut up about that. Nice play by Paul George. And he will go to the line for the old-fashioned 3-point play. The old-fashioned 4-point play, I should say. And George's foul shot is up and in.
Excellent.
Brunson to Bridges. Brunson does get it back. Here's his floater, and it's up, and that is way too easy for Jalen Brunson. 2 floaters, 2 teardrops by Jalen Brunson, and he's a specialist in that sort of a shot selection. George steps back, puts up an elbow J. Again, another foul, and it's on Jericho Sims. Paul George is shooting the ball very well so far in this game, and that was 2 good back-to-back possessions by PG. All right, so let's do this now. Memberships, emotes, and where is, we'll get rid of Bona, we'll put in PG. Where's PG at? There's PG. Foul shot number 1 by George. It's up and in, and now Precious Achiuwa, another former Raptor player, is going to be heading out to the court for the first time for the Knicks tonight. Now we got Paul George, and then we'll also get Tyrese Maxey back out there too. Who shall we take out? We'll take out Franklin. We'll take out Ben Franklin. Foul shot number 2 by George. It's good.
Excellent.
And the Sixers able to connect again. Another floater by Brunson. He puts it up, can't knock it down though. And as oubre tried to get the rebound, it went out of bounds over towards the baseline. And it'll still be Knicks possession. So the Sixers have they started behind the A ball again, but they've been shooting the ball pretty good. George almost stole the inbound, but they're going to say that it went out of bounds. So OG Anunoby was trying to get open underneath the basket, and George interfered, and they say that by the time he touched it, he touched the red chalk. Brunson again will inbound it underneath the baseline, or underneath the basket, and he gives it over to Anunoby on the near corner. And there's Mikal Bridges flying down the lane. Sixers couldn't stop him, and it's now 18-11, but they're going to call a violation on the Knicks, I believe. Let's check this again. And Anunoby over to Bridges, and yeah, it's a delay of game, and it'll be Sixers ball. There's George over to Oubre, almost intercepted by the Knicks. Maxey on the drive towards the basket, puts up a shot. That one won't fall. And Yabusele tries to give it up over to Oubre. The ball does go out of bounds, and they're going to say that it is Knicks ball. I don't know what Tyrese Maxey has to do in order to get a foul call. I really don't, and I don't like being this guy. But he was blitzed really heavily downhill. He really, really was. It's 18-11. New York out in front in Philadelphia. Sixers have Justin Edwards out there now, as well as Jeff Doughton Jr. So Maxey will take a seat, and Knicks turn it over. And it'll be Philadelphia ball once again. OG Anunoby took too many steps. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and hit that subscribe button as well. Okay. Doughton Jr. on a drive over to the basket. Gives it back outside to Yabusele for a catch-and-shoot 3. And it's off the mark. OG Anunoby rebound. Brunson working very quickly here. He's over at the top of the perimeter. Dribbles with the right hand. Hands it off over to Josh Hart. And now Oubre's guarding him. George stands on Jalen Brunson, but Bridges cuts to the basket, and that's Jeff Doughton Jr., who was assigned to him. And Mikal Bridges just having a heyday out there. 10 points for Bridges, and he's 2 for 2 from downtown. George to Gershon, and a handoff to Edwards, who's wearing his bright red cleats today. A little floater by Jeff Doughton Jr., and he gets the friendly bounce at the back side of the backboard. Backside of the rim, and then just hit the front of the rim and just twirled on in at the last second. Brunson leading into Paul George, or Jeff Doughton Jr., that is, and Doughton Jr. does get called for a blocking foul, and he is down on the court, holding on to his head. Ricky Counts of the fourth will sub on in for Kelly Oubre Jr., and Mikal Bridges will take a seat as well. Tom Thibodeau is going to make his first move and go with Miles McBride on the bench. It's been a very, very efficient for the New York Knicks this year. All right, let's put this thing up. Good. 21 concurrent viewers on here. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel. Brunson with a 3 on the near side. Yes. 23-13. And Jalen Brunson hits it from 26 feet. Nothing but net. George drives it to the basket, scoops it up, and we do have a foul called, and George will head on over to the line. Jalen Brunson just having himself another really, really good season this year, averaging 25.7 points per game. He's now 28 years old, drafted by the Dallas Mavericks back in 2018 as a second-round draft pick, one of the biggest sleepers in the NBA draft. Also shooting 40% from the field as well. George is at the line for the Sixers, and he does swish the first foul shot that he has this trip around. The shooting foul, by the way, was also called on Precious Achiuwa. George was 7 points, and this season from the line also shooting 81.2%. Which is the lowest that he's ever had since 2012. Second foul shot, though, by George. It's good. Excellent. 23 points for the Knicks and 15 by the Sixers. Anunoby catches, puts up a 3 again. He's human. And Ricky Council, the fourth, gets the rebound. Council out there for the Sixers. Over to George with a step-back 3 off the mark. And Council tried to get the rebound, and it'll be Knicks' ball. Or are they going to call a foul? The ball did go out of bounds. It was last touched by the Sixers, but the Sixers will get it back. So Doughton will inbound it underneath the baseline for Philadelphia. Dribble handoff to Council. Council to George. A little backdoor cut by Yabusele over towards the rim. And he makes it. A little reverse layup by Gershon Yabusele. And Paul George being a playmaker for the Sixers. They now trail by 6 with 3.5 minutes left remaining in the first quarter. Brunson, the point guard, at the right elbow, being guarded by Edwards. And Edwards almost stole it, but they're going to call a foul on the foul baiter, and that is Jalen Brunson. Man. What's up, Karam? How you doing, my friend? How are you? Excuse me. How are you, my friend? Sorry about that. I don't know. Did he get tangled up with them? He did, but that was just such a ticky-tack play, and Brunson's at the line because the Knicks are in the bonus. As a playmaker, he's averaging 7.5 assists per game. And the foul shot by Jalen Brunson is wide right. Foul line right, I should say. It's Karl Anthony Towns in the Fly Eagles Fly sweatshirt. Looks pretty good on him. I didn't even know he was an Eagles fan. I know he's from the area, though. Foul shot number 2 by Brunson. That one goes in and out. And Paul George gets the rebound. That's a rare sighting. Excellent. Brunson, who's been a very good foul shooter throughout his career, averaging this year from the line, he's shooting 83%. Pretty good. Yabusele has it over at the top of the key, wants to drive it down the lane, puts it up, and puts it in. Oof. Man, it's 23-19. There's JC. What's going on, my friend? Haven't seen you on here in a while. Thanks so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. Sixers down by 4, 2:50 left remaining in the opening quarter. Not a lot of offense between the both of these teams. Brunson on the drive, beats Gershon Yabusele to the punch. And Jalen Brunson and Mikal Bridges have literally just been annihilating the Sixers in regards to the scoring department for New York. George with the great dribble moves, puts up a three on the far right side. He chucked it up, and it hit the back iron. Long rebound by the Knicks. It was Miles McBride. They call him Deuce. Brunson downhill, lost the ball. Paul George gets the steal. Good defense by PG. 2:18 to go. George will look to pass it over to Council. Council hesitates, gets a pump fake. Will drive it over towards the baseline. Can't put it up and in, though. He just hesitated a little bit. And Josh Hart got the rebound. Outlet pass over to McBride, and Paul George gets called for a defensive goaltending. It goes in anyways, and it's 27-19. Sixers trail now by 8 points with 2:04 left remaining. 2 minutes left to go in quarter number 1. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. We got 21 concurrent viewers on here. Doughton at the top of the perimeter. He looks to get a screen by Yabusele. Elbow jumper by Doughton. No. And a rebound by Josh Hart once again. All right, Hart looking to pass it over to a wide-open Miles McBride for a tray. Connects. Too easy for Deuce McBride, who now has 5 points for the Knicks, 24-year-old from West Virginia. And the Knicks now 5 for 8 from 3. They're getting a lot of wide-open looks. The Sixers just 1 for 7. George, what's he going to do? He's on the right side of the wing. Throws it, though, and a kickball violation called on the Knicks. And the Knicks will call for time as well with 1:19 left to be played in quarter number 1. Sixers will be back in just a few moments. I'm going to take a very quick step off. Back here at the Wells Fargo Center. My name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. Make yourself at home. Sit back, relax, and enjoy Sixers basketball with JJ. That's how we roll on here, man. Sixers lost the first game that they played against the Knicks, 111-99. So far, though, tonight, Gershon Yabusele leading the way for the Sixers with 6 points. It's also 3 for 5 shooting-wise from the field. Why is this frozen? This thing is freezing up on me. That's great. Can understand why. That's what we want. But yeah, again, Grace, thanks so much for the $2 super chat. I do really appreciate that. Sixers get the ball. Paul George. Let's see what the Sixers drew up out of the timeout here. They give it back over to Jeff Doughton at the top of the key. Dribbles with the left hand. Takes about 3 dribbles now. Wants to get going over towards the lane. Puts up a floater. And that's not what the Sixers wanted right there. It was not a good shot at all. Precious Achiuwa got the rebound. It's 30-19, 55 seconds left to be played in the first quarter. Achiuwa on the drive. Gives it back outside to Anunoby. Another backdoor cut. It's by Deuce McBride. And it's off the mark. Here's Paul George. Top of the key. Over to Edwards for a catch-and-shoot 3. That's no good. Bona rebound. Bona outlet pass back outside to Ricky Council. Council downhill to Doughton underneath the baseline. Doughton again. Back to Ricky Council, puts up a little right-handed hook shot, and it's up and in. Good job by Ricky. 28 seconds left to go. 6 seconds differentiating the shot clock from the game clock campaign. Former Sixer out there for the first time for the Knicks in this one tonight. McBride at the Toyota sign, being guarded by Council. He steps back. He's at the top of the key. Hands it off over to Anunoby. Anunoby with a 2-point shot. No. Whistles remain silent. His ego's falling down like a bowling pin. George on the right side. He'll step back. He'll put up a 3. And it's a little short again, and that's going to do it. Sixers down by 9 as we go into quarter number 2. Paul George certainly wanted that shot. Just couldn't hit it. He's 1 for 4 from the field. He does have 8 points. He has 3 rebounds and 2 assists as well, along with a steal. But that will wrap things up as we go into quarter number 2. Sixers down by 9. Grades for that first quarter, I'm going to go with a C. I'll go with a C. Didn't like how flat Tyrese Maxey looked. Wish that we went off to a better start. Can we ever start the game off right? I feel like we never start the game off right. We don't score first. We're always behind the A ball. Don't know. That's really how I feel. We got 16 people that are tuning in. Again, thank you so much for hitting that thumbs up button and for following our channel. It means a lot. Sixers looking to go 7-12 now at home, and we shall see how that does go. Of course, the Knicks play at Madison Square Garden. Sixers will be playing at Madison Square Garden for the first time. It'll be on February 26th. That game will be on ESPN. Then they will also be on TNT. That might be the last TNT game that the Sixers play, potentially. It's on April 1st. That'll be in New York as well. Knicks have been present since 1946. Team colors, of course, royal blue, orange, silver, black, and white. They've won 2 championships, 4 conference titles, 8 division titles. And the 2 championships that they won were in 1970 and in 1973 as well. Head coach of the Knicks, it's Tom Thibodeau, who has had a really good career as a head coach. He's now 66 years old. He's from New Britain, Connecticut. But before that, he actually was a Sixers assistant coach, which I didn't even know, back in 1994 to 1996. He was an assistant coach for the Spurs, the Timberwolves, the Knicks, the Rockets, and the Celtics. And then his first actual coaching gig was with the Chicago Bulls. That was back in 2010. And he was there for 5 years. And then he went to the Minnesota Timberwolves and was there from 2016 to 2019. He's been with the Knicks ever since 2020. 2-time head coach of the year back in 2011 and in 2021 as well. 30 points for the Knicks and 21 for the Philadelphia 76ers. We're going to refresh this page. Hopefully y'all can still hear me. Hopefully y'all are still tuning in. We're ready to start off the second quarter. The Sixers will have it because they did lose the tip-off. There's Kelly Oubre Jr., who hands it off over to Tyrese Maxey. And the Sixers back out there. Justin Edwards in there as well. Edwards will hand it off over to Oubre, who's at the logo. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Oubre trying to conduct the traffic. 4 seconds left. They got to get going. Gordon with a logo 3. Puts it up, and it's short. Not a good shot at all by the Sixers. I don't know what they were drawing up there. Bridges has it for the Knicks. Achua spinning. Achua going up against Bona. That's what a savvy veteran does. Able to do a little spinning and turn around a Euro step. 32 points for the New York Knicks and 21 for the Sixers. I'm listening. I'm just cooking. You sound so defeated. Sixers have it. It's Justin Edwards driving it down the lane over to Tyrese Maxey, and Maxey puts it up, and he's able to make the layup. It's 32-23. I sound defeated. I'm not defeated. I just, I'm trying not to get too hyped. You know what I mean? I gotta, again, I have to work on my traditional voice. There's an offensive foul called, or a turnover, I should say, on the New York Knicks. And there's really not there's not really much hype going into this, and so I'm not trying to overdo it, Trying to be a little bit more unbiased. Actually did lose the ball, got stripped by Campaign and stolen by Precious Achua. Lineup for the Knicks, it's Payne, McBride, Hart, Achua, and Bridges, and another 3 by New York, and that's by Campaign. Call him a cartoon. 35 points to 23. Sixers trail by 12. Edwards again over at the top of the key. I was looking to hand it off over to Oubre, who almost lost it. He spins. He tries to go up with a layup, and Oubre can't finish it. He has to get back on defense again. His finishes are way too strong when they're going in for layups. Hart will kiss it off the window, and he'll go to the line for one more. Josh Hart, 5 points, or 4 points that is, looking to earn his 5th point at the line. 4 assists and 3 rebounds as well. He's just one of those guys that just really puts a lot of emphasis on rebounding, and he is really, really good at that, honestly. He does. He's just one of those guys that just, while everybody's doing shoot around, he practices, looking at rebounding, and it's an art for him. The foul shot is good by Josh Hart. 9:50 left to be played in the second quarter. Maxey hands it off over to Bona. Maxey steps back, takes a 3 from the far corner. He forced it. Bona did get the rebound, though. Adem Bona spinning and putting it up over Achua, and he got it. Good job by Adem Bona. Excellent. Wrong sound effect. I'd get fired if I did that for the Sixers. Achua back outside over to Josh Hart. I've done that for the Wilmington Blue Rocks. Bridges for another 3. That's his 3rd, and he got it. Puts it right down the drain. 41-25. Knicks in the driver's seat. Can somebody just put a body on him? Don't know. Gordon with another logo 3. Got it. That's a swish from Eric Gordon. The veteran has been taking more 3s, and honestly, why not? Paying for a 3 on the other side. It's too strong. Adem Bona communicates as he gets the rebound over Kelly Oubre Jr. Well, the Sixers have definitely gave you a lot of experience calling this game when the home team has been losing, for sure. Maxey with a step back, 2, and between the three-point line, and he gets it at the top of the key. 11-point ball game with 8:33 left to be played in quarter number 2. And a timeout called by Tom Thibodeau as the Sixers and the Knicks will step aside. And they'll be back in a flash in just a little bit. I like those last 2 possessions. I like what Adem Bona just did, too, on the offensive side for the Sixers. He had a little turnaround. I mean, he got it down low on the block. He was able to turn around once, and then he turned around over towards the other shoulder. Then he turned around again. That's not a travel or anything because he kept his pivot foot down. And so that was pretty cool. He had really good footwork there is essentially what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I think that we can try to build on that, and that would be really awesome. Another timestamp marker. What is it, 7:50 p.m.? I'm trying to keep more timestamps on the football and the basketball games that we're doing because I want to be able to provide that for you guys because some people, I know that during baseball season we're going to get this, but there are people who actually can't listen to the games as they're live. And because we get a bigger audience for baseball, I want to make sure that we do that during baseball season. And just give timestamps for people because sometimes people are just scrolling and they're like, well, when did the Phillies score? Or when did certain things happen? So I'm trying to do that more after each game while also posting some shorts as well. Go check out some of our YouTube shorts. Also, hit that thumbs up button in case you have not done so already. If you guys want to donate to Play by Play with JJ, you're more than welcome to do that. I'm a broadcaster from South Jersey. The name is Jason Joseph. I'm on the road to 5,000 subscribers. I'm on the road to 5,000 subscribers, and I'd like us to get there by the end of the month. Not by the end of the month. I'd like to do it by the end of February if I'm being realistic. I'd like to do it today, but that ain't going to happen today. So, but yeah, just hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you like good play-by-play quantity or quality. And, yeah, I'm talking a little bit too fast today. Had a good dinner tonight. Had French onion soup. Shout out to the mom. We had a really, really awesome dinner. It was great. French onion soup definitely hit the spot for sure. There's Taryn Hatcher, who was the sideline reporter for the Philadelphia 76ers. She's reporting on a story and said that Chris Paul and Victor Wembanyama for the San Antonio Spurs, they gave their game-worn jerseys to J.J. Redick's two sons. It's wild. They played against the Lakers. Wembanyama is a tall, tall man. Just absolutely crazy. So Bridges will inbound it for New York. Gets it back over from Deuce McBride. Campaign back over to McBride. Over towards the right side. Bridges for his 4-3. It's good. My goodness. Mikal Bridges is a microwave scorer, and he is going off against the Sixers. He is 4 for 4 from downtown. Sixers cannot stop him. 14-point lead for the Knicks. And Maxey will give it up over to Gershon Yabusele. Handoff over to Maxey again for a two, and he got it. Man, nice play by Tyrese Maxey on the mid-range jumper. Anything hot and cheesy in the winter rules. Oh, it does. Yep, French onion soup is great. Soothes the soul. McBride at the top of the perimeter. Tip Campaign for three. Another open shot by Campaign. And he's able to hit it from another area code. Sixers cannot guard the perimeter. 9 3-pointers made by the Knicks out of 13 attempts. Gordon at the top of the key. Wants to dribble towards the left side. Finds Oubre wide open, and Oubre will attack the basket, and he'll dunk it right over on the near side of the baseline, and the Sixers trail by a baker's dozen. 7 minutes and 13 seconds left to be played in the second quarter. Hardcore big agree. I'm having cheese ravioli tonight, says Hamner. What's going on? Is that Jane? In chat? Bridges with a step back two. No. Sims offensive rebound. Turns around. Puts it up. And puts it in over Gershon Yabusele. The Knicks have scored the last 5 times that they've had possession. And they're schooling and just toying with this Philadelphia 76ers team. Maxey. Fake handoff pass to Council. Maxey zigzagging across the lane. Puts it up through contact. Winning the foul call. Didn't get it. Josh Hart got the rebound. He'll kick it out to Payne for another three. No. And the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Sixers basketball. They trail by 15 points. Hamner, yes. Yes, sir. And Paul George will come back in for Philadelphia. We're at 47 under 30 subscribers. Try to get to 10 more. 10 more before the end of this game for us to get to 47-40. That'd be really cool. Council over towards the right side. Crosses over, and we have a whistle called. It'll be against Campaign. The Celtics, they're down 18-17 in the first quarter. They're just about halfway done in Toronto at the Scotiabank Arena. That's where they're playing at tonight. It's the only other game that's on right now. Actually, we'll get the inbound pass, and he'll try to lob it inside over to Oubre. And Oubre just stood there, didn't anticipate the pass coming over to him. And the Sixers miscommunicate, and the Knicks have a rebound. Payne hands it off over to Bridges for another three, and he's human. And Kelly Oubre is the one who gets the board for the Sixers. George outlet pass to Maxey. Maxey to Gordon for three. And he's fouled in the act of shooting over on the far corner. And Eric Gordon's going to head over to the foul line for 3 free throws. And Payne is looking for an explanation. Yes. Bridges today, 16 points. And he's 6 for 10 from the field. 4 for 5 from 3. And he's just been unstoppable. Gordon at the line. The first foul shot by Eric Gordon. It gets the friendly roll. Sixers not providing a lot of defensive intensity at all whatsoever. Gordon has been what they call a key cog in Daryl Morey's system. Of course, he started off his career with the Clippers back in 2008. Was with them up until 2011. Does make the second free throw. Then he got to play with the New Orleans Hornets. And then when they became the Pelicans, that was from 2011 to 2016. Second foul shot, that's good. Third foul shot coming on up by Eric Gordon. He puts it up, and he got it.
Excellent.
All right, so it's 49-36, just like that. And we have another foul called. It'll be on the Sixers. Put the ticker down. I just did it. Got it. Got it. Thanks. Thanks for that. So, Yabusele was trying to make a play on Deuce McBride and ended up getting elbowed right into the stomach. The first foul shot is good, and Yabu is going to head on over to the sideline as Adembona will come on in. He's limping. He's limping. That's high fives from Nick Nurse. And I think we'll just go back over to the bench. And the foul shot, the second one is up, and that one is good by Deuce McBride. 14-point lead for the New York Knicks. Tyrese Maxey hands it off to Paul George, who drives it over towards the left side of the wing, and a little alley-oop pass to Oubre, and he slams it down with the right hand. 12-point ball game in Philadelphia. Brunson back out there for the Knicks. Wants to post up. Kelly Oubre now backs up over towards the logo. He was over on the baseline, then just went back out all the way over towards the logo. Little pass over from OG Anunoby over to Jericho Sims. Good ball movement by the Knicks. McBride for three with the shot clock winding down. He got it. At the very last second, Miles McBride was wide open on the rotations. And the New York Knicks have a 15-point lead in Philadelphia. George for three for Philly. That's off the mark. And Brunson got the rebound. Jalen Brunson backs up over towards the near side of the wing. And he'll just pass it over to Mikal Bridges. One more for another three by McBride. No, Sims got the offensive rebound for the Knicks. And they move again without the ball. That's Mikal Bridges. Sims downhill. Ball comes loose. It's stolen by Paul George. He slows down, though. Bounce it over to Tyrese Maxey. Maxey heads down the lane. Wide open three, though, by Oubre. And it's short again. Kelly Oubre Jr. not shooting the ball very well at all this year whatsoever. Jalen Brunson, though, gets trapped. Hands it off. Another three by Bridges. No good. And Adem Bona got the board. 15-point lead for the Knicks, and 4 minutes left to be played in the second quarter. Hope the Sixers try to be a little bit more aggressive against this Knicks team. They're playing so fast. Maxey hands it off to George on that far left side on the perimeter. There's 5 seconds left on the shot clock. George utilizes the window, and he hits it with the right hand, and the Knicks will call for time with about 3 minutes and 34 seconds left to go in the first half. We're going to take a very quick step off. We'll be right back in just a little bit. Max Coverage TV. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Please tell the world I'm coming home. Skylar Gray, baby. Oh, yay. Those Knicks are doing pretty good. Yes, what's up, Max? How you doing, my friend? I just said I was going to take a step off, but now I want to say hi to Max. What's up, Max? How you doing, my friend? What is good? Shout out to Max Coverage TV. Guys, go make sure that you subscribe to his channel. I know that he's not so happy with us right now because, well, I don't even have to bring it up, and and I'm not going to. He's not happy with us from a football perspective. That's all I'll say. But, you know, he's a good dude. He is. He's a great dude. He's a good friend. And, dude, we got to collab this year. We do. Whenever the Yankees play against the Phillies, we got to do like a little pregame show collab. We do. We got to do something. And we will. So, go follow him, guys. Go follow Max Coverage TV. Also does Lakers, too. Does Lakers, he does Packers, and he does the Yankees. No pack, no, huh? Nah, man. We will. Good. That sounds great, man. Oh, the Sixers team, dude. I mean, you know, we're getting by for sure. At this point, nothing can hurt us, right? Like, Joel Embiid, it is what it is. And this team is just, I'm in tank mode, man. I really am. Oh, wait, hold up. You don't do Lakers? I thought that you did do the Lakers. I'm so sorry. I was putting words into your mouth. I'm so sorry. I apologize about that. I thought that you did Lakers, too. I apologize. Are you a Knicks fan? I thought you did Lakers, huh? That's my fault. Sixers down by 13 points to the team that they lost to in the first round last year, and that is the New York Knicks, who were down I-95. Y'all spanked this, man. I knew once Nixon fumbled the ball on the opening kickoff that was going to do it. Yes. Well, you're coming into Philly. It's a hostile environment, and the Eagles, you know, we're not. Everybody says that Philadelphia is a basketball town. Philadelphia, man, like, if we're being honest, Philadelphia is a football-first town. Then it's a baseball town. Those are ones and twos. Y'all spanked us, man. And yep, I got you. I know. Yep, we outplayed the Packers for sure. Miles McBride is gonna step aside for the New York Knicks. Sixers lineup, it'll be George, Maxey, Gordon, Oubre, and Bona. And for the Knicks, it's Bridges, Anunoby, Sims, Brunson, And McBride is now out. It's Josh Hart who comes back in for him. Sixers need to get a defensive stop. Let's go. Brunson's in between the circles. Now dribbles over towards the left side of the perimeter. He's thinking about putting up a shot. Hands it off to Sims downhill, and the shot goes up. And we do have a shot clock violation called on Jericho Sims, and the Sixers do get a stop that they needed. Hardcore says I'm a 4-for-4 guy. Yes, you are. All right, 54 points for the Knicks and 41 for the Sixers, and there's about 3 minutes and 8 seconds left to go in the second quarter. George trying to get some separation on OG Anunoby, and here's George again over to Oubre at the foul line. Oubre drives it, Oubre finishes it, and Oubre makes it. That's an 11-point ball game. Nice little scoop and score by Kelly. Just 7 points for him. He's 3 for 5 from the field, 0 for 1 from 3. Hart hands it off to Brunson. Josh Hart in this game, just 5 points, 4 assists, though, and 4 rebounds as well. And Anunoby swings it, and he'll pass it to Hart. Little skip pass to Bridges for another 3. It's short again. Maxey got the rebound. Outlet pass to George, and George slams it in. And the Sixers trail by 9. Good job by Maxey to get out in front of Josh Hart. And we have another timeout called by the Knicks. They certainly closed the gap on the rebounding side of things. I like that effort by Maxey. And Josh Hart's a very good rebounder. And Maxey knew where George was going. It was just a game of chess as he pushed the tempo forward. And George, the receiver, slammed it home on the other side on a fast break. Okay, we'll take that. We'll take that. Another sip of water. Ring that bell. How was the appointment, Scott? There's the babies. Yes, sir. We need more yes. I need more cowbell. More yes in the chat. YEH. If you have any feedback or you'd like to reach out to JJ, please email JJ. That's play-by-play with JJ. But it's jasonjosephonair@gmail.com. Sixers have only burned 1 timeout. The Knicks have utilized 3. When you take a look at the NBA standings, the Knicks, they're in 3rd place. They're behind the Boston Celtics. 3 games behind them, and they're 9 games back of the Cleveland Cavaliers. 54 points for New York and just 45 for the Sixers. Sims hands it off to Brunson. Jalen Brunson being guarded by Justin Edwards. Brunson's looking to pass it. Oubre almost stole it. And OG Anunoby over towards the baseline, puts it up and knocks it down with a little layup. Oubre has to be looking as to where his footing was. He just lost it and couldn't come away with a steal. 56-45. Knicks out up in front by 11. Bona hands it off to Maxey. Maxey gets blitzed, and he throws it, and he gets fouled as he was running and trying to cut towards the basket. So there's a personal foul called on Jericho Sims, and that's the 4th foul committed by New York. David Jones, what's going on? How are you? Trying a new way to predict the final score in the Eagles games. I watch all the Sims and I write them all down, the final scores, and then get the average and plus or minus to a realistic score we'll see. I like that. Maxey again gets the inbound pass, a little floater inside. No. And rebound by Bona. He's looking to give it up over to Maxey. The ball gets deflected and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Knicks, though. Good effort by OG Anunoby. I like what Bona's doing on the glass. 6 rebounds for him. He has to continue to play, man. He's the only Sixers rim protector that they have. But yeah. You like my little shirt? Thank you, Jay, and I appreciate it. You're the first one to compliment me on that, or to comment on that. Bona now coming out of the game. I don't know why. There's 92 seconds left to go. Yabusele is back out there for the Sixers. Bounce pass over to Oubre at the top of the perimeter. Oubre is looking to pass it. Over to Yabusele. Another dribble handoff over to Maxey. Maxey has to put up a shot, and it goes up. No. Follow through, though, by Edwards. He got it. Justin Edwards. Nobody could box him out downhill. And he just laid it up and laid it in. And was able to tip it up for the Sixers. They're back down by 9. 1:05 to go in the second quarter. Oubre gets the steal, and we have a very late whistle called on the Sixers, I believe. And Nick Nurse, oh, he's not happy with that call. I thought that Oubre had all ball there. Oubre looked to just try to get into Mikal Bridges' way, and, I mean, my goodness, hopefully that's not a royalty type of a thing. Let's see again. He went right behind. Did he touch him? He touched him just a little bit. It is a personal foul by the rules of the NBA, but 58 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Bridges cuts over towards the basket, and there's a shot that goes up by Sims or Precious Achiuwa that is, and he's fouled by Kelly Oubre. Jane Gramner, not working, Jane. The ball's not working. Is that a ball emoji or is that a bubble? I don't know. Knicks are now in the bonus. And Achiuwa with the first free throw, he'll knock it down. Precious, 25 years old now, played at Memphis, just averaging 5 points per game, 5.5 rebounds per game as well. And when the last time he played, he had a donut in 10 minutes. 4 rebounds, too. He'll make the second free throw, though. It's back to an 11-point ball game, 48 seconds left to go. Maxey dribbles it for the Sixers as they go from right to left. They'll hand it off to Edwards and back outside to Christian Yabusele. Maxey looking to zigzag through the lane, tries to cut over towards the basket, puts up a shot. No, and Yabusele puts up the shot that time. That's no good, and the rebound secured by Precious Achiuwa. Another non-foul called on Tyrese Maxey's shots. And about 7 seconds differentiating the shot clock from the game clock as Brunson wants to hold for one more possession. He didn't even score a bucket in the second quarter. Brunson will look to drive it. He'll float it up, but there's a foul called. And that's going to go against the Sixers, and Brunson's going to go back to the line for 2 more free throws as the foul is on Tyrese Maxey. Just a regular shirt looks thicker, like a light sweatshirt. Yes, it is. It's all about perspective. Got 13 people tuning in. What's up, Ethan? How you doing, my friend? How are you, my friend? First foul shot, it's up, and that one is good. That makes it now 59-47. 11 seconds left to be played in the second quarter. Sixers missing Kyle Lowry, Caleb Martin, Jeremy McCain, Joel Embiid, KJ Martin, and Andre Drummond in action tonight. Here's the foul shot again by Jalen. He puts it up and knocks it down. 60 points by this New York Knicks offense. And the Sixers, all they can do is really cut it to a 10-point deficit. Georgia was over towards the right side, wants to cross on over Jalen Brunson. He'll look to pass it outside over to Maxey. Tyrese Maxey goes up with a shot. And I think we have a foul called, right? Right at the buzzer. Are they going to call a foul there? Let's see how much time was left off the clock. I think that they're just going to say that it was after the buzzer, and we were going to go into halftime. Sixers down by 13 points. It's 60-47. All right, I'm going to take a very quick step off. I will be back in just a little bit. It's all right. It's all right, man. If this guy's trolling, that's totally fine. What did he say at the end? It's okay. It's fine. Don't worry. Even if he's being annoying, that's fine. I welcome the trolls. No worries. Unless they're personally attacking me, then that's not cool. All right, be right back. See you soon. on, everybody? Welcome on into the halftime show here on Play by Play with JJ. My name is Jason Joseph. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon too, and that way you'll know when we go live. Sixers first half is done. They're down 60-47. This New York Knicks team has just been shooting the ball very well today. Sixers started off on the very wrong foot, as they have been over the last 6 games. Michael Bridges really went off in that first quarter and was 4 for 4 from 3. It was really 3 for 3 from 3 in the first quarter, and then ended up going 4 for 5 from downtown, or 4 for 7 from downtown in the first half. But he has been playing very well. Jalen Brunson had a very good first quarter too. Started off with a very quick 9 points. And so the Sixers just have not had an answer. The Sixers, when I'm watching them play today, they look like a very lifeless team. They look very confused. They don't really... I think that now we're getting into bigger problems, right? Because I think that it's now sort of coming down to ownership, and it's coming down to Daryl Morey, because the message just does not look clear. They're really just stuck, and nobody knows what they're doing out there. Tyrese Maxey does not look engaged. I have seen them putting up a lot of forced shots, but he doesn't look like himself out there. I'll be honest with you. He looks like he's lost, and he just doesn't really know what the play calling is. And I'm just at the point now where I'm thinking to myself, like, so many things are scratching our heads, and it's not even just on the players. It's not even just on the coaching staff. It is a combination of everything. Everything seems to be going in the wrong direction for the Sixers. But if we're just talking about this game in particular, though, they're shooting 41% from the field. They're 2 for 15 from 3. 2 for 15 from 3. And when they're playing on the perimeter defensively, the New York Knicks, they're 10 for 19 from three-point range, but they are, again, just hitting wide-open threes. It's not like the Sixers are really contesting a lot of these shots. They're putting up wide-open threes, and the Sixers need to do better on the perimeter. They're not rotating. They're not getting into these guys' faces. They're not creating separation on offense. It's so easy to figure out what the Sixers are trying to do. They kind of remind me a little bit, and I know it's a different sport, but the one thing that we complained about last year for the Eagles was that there was no pre-snap motion, there was no creativity on the offensive side of the football, and it was very easy to predict what the Eagles were going to do. No audibles, nothing like that. And so I sort of am looking at the Sixers in the same way now this year, where they're just where they're just a mess. They're just a mess. They are. They're a mess out there. The positives that I do take away from this are that Adembona looks like he's a legit NBA player. He looks like a very good rim protector out there for the Sixers, and I think that he's doing some good things off their bench. I'd like him to play a little bit more. I don't understand why they still continue to leave a leash on him at this point. There's really no direction for this team except down. But that's how I feel about that. Justin Edwards has played in 14 minutes. A little bit of a slower day for him. I'd like to try to see him get some more shots off in the second half. He's been running up and down the court, but just hasn't really been as explosive. He had that one nice play where he was underneath the basket and he got the rebound and he was able to clean off the glass for Tyrese Maxey. But Maxey has not had a good game today. The stats can say whatever they want. 6 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, but I haven't really been that impressed with Tyrese Maxey today. He's forcing up so many shots. They look like they're very uncomfortable, and they're not his go-to shots. Is part of that the defense? Part of it is the defense, but is also a big part of that the Sixers' offense. Yes, it is. Tyrese Maxey is not a point guard. He is a shooting guard, and he needs another guard out there like Jared McCain. That's the truth. Yes. Become a member today and get those awesome emojis. Yep. But yeah, what are your thoughts? I want to hear your thoughts on this game, because it's been just one of those games where you sit back, you just continue to scratch your head, and you're just like, blah, you know? So, I don't really know what else there is to say, but they're just not playing well. They're not, nobody, I've seen so many plays today, too, where, Maxey was trying to throw an alley-oop pass over to Kelly Oubre, and Oubre wasn't even looking for the alley-oop pass. I've seen that play now, like, over the last 6 games. I've seen that about all 6 times. And that tells me that nobody is in sync. Nick Nurse has lost the locker room. This team just doesn't have a good roster. There's a lot. There's a lot to it. But that's where we are now with the Sixers team. And why we're here is because of one person, and that is Joel Embiid. Embiid just continues to not stay healthy. And the franchise wanted to go into this direction. And the product just has not looked good out there because he is the franchise. And that's what they've invested in. They invested in Paul George as a third option. He has to do better. George, 12 points in 18 minutes. It looks pretty good. It's not the worst thing out there today. 2 steals, 3 rebounds, but he has to do better too. He does. So, very bizarre that we're at this moment in time. Ready to be sellers before the trade deadline. Yeah, me too. I'm there. I'm there. I know that that's not what they're gonna do. They're gonna try to, to work out whatever they can because it's a business. But if they want to promote the business correctly, I think that's what you got to do now too. So, all right, we're almost ready to get started with the third quarter. After this, I'll have a short post-game show. But I will tell you this. I like how we're doing on the glass today. I think that we're doing a better job on the glass, but they're making 55% of their field goals, so that doesn't help. It doesn't. It really doesn't help. They're not getting a lot of offensive rebounds, and they're one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the NBA when everybody's fully healthy. So, but I think that we need to be playing Justin Edwards more. I'd like to see him get involved a little bit more in the offense, and I'm just tired. I'm tired of trying to say that we're a contender. Like, we're not. We're not there. Nobody buys anything for a team playing 300. I don't even know if they're playing 300. I'd say that they're playing 150. I mean, does it really matter if you put a numerical thing on it? I guess not, but they're certainly not even playing 500 basketball. They're not. And it's a shame. It's really a shame. Going into the season, I expected that this team was going to be a top 3 team. I thought that they were going to be, having a bounce back year. And if you would have told me that Nick Nurse would turn into this head coach who just made so many head-scratching decisions, and if you told me that the Sixers, that they got rid of Tobias Harris, and they got Paul George, even on a max contract, and they just were playing in their first 38 games, they were 15-23. I would have never have thought in a million years that you'd ever be right about that. What do you think, my guy? I need Maxey to get 20 points, and he needs 14 more. Is Tyrese Maxey going to get 14 more points? I'll be honest with you. No. I don't think that's tonight because he does not look engaged out there, and he just he's not getting off the right shots. A lot of the shots that he's putting up, everything is forced. Okay, not going to be looking at chat for a second. I'm just, this is straight from the heart. Okay, this is really straight from the heart. We are 2 for 15 today from 3. Tyrese Maxey, all they know, all these teams know, is that no matter what types of screens the Sixers do set, and they don't set enough, when they perform all these dribble handoffs, they know at the end of the day that Tyrese Maxey is the top guy who's going to receive those dribble handoffs. And what do these teams do? They double team him. And why do they double team him? Because they know that he has to learn how to pass out of double teams more. And when he is double teamed and he's taking these shots, they're forced, they're uncontested, they're off balance. And he can't do that. Like, he can't hit those shots. And it's hard. So that's where I'm at, though. 60 points for the Knicks, and now we're ready to start off the third quarter. So the Sixers will get it. George over to Yabusele. Behind the backdoor pass over to Maxey. Maxey to oubre for a wide-open 3. And Kelly Oubre connects. So it's 60 to 50. Embiid's still out. Andre Drummond's still out. KJ Martin's still out. And Kyle Lowry's still out, too. And so is Caleb Martin. Hart's over at the top of the key. Brunson again with the floater. Inside, he puts it up, and he puts it in. 12-point lead for the New York Knicks. Jalen Brunson has 11 points in this ball game. He's been back out there. George spinning, George fading, and he airballs it as he doesn't even hit the net. I gave the Sixers a high chance on winning this since Cat is out, but then Embiid and Drummond are out, so that doesn't help. Sims on a drive towards the basket, dunks it, and throws it down with ease. We got a $5 super chat from Scott. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Actually, for 3, no. Yabusele rebound. Outlet pass back outside over to Paul George. George backing down. Jalen Brunson, he's double-teamed. They'll find Gordon for a wide-open 3. Eric Gordon able to cash one in from 30 feet. Maybe that was 26. Regardless, it was a pretty deep 3. So, 64 points for the Knicks and 53 for the Philadelphia 76ers. If you guys want to donate to the channel, you're more than welcome to hit that super chat button. Brunson with a little shot that's up, and it's out. It's no good. Maxey hands it off over to Oubre. A skip pass over to George, who's double-teamed over on the block. Paul George trying to dribble it right through traffic, puts up a shot. It's rejected by Josh Hart, and he comes away with a steal. Backdoor pass over to Jalen Brunson. Brunson with a floater, no. Rebound by Oubre. Outlet pass to Maxey. Maxey rolling downhill, puts up a shot, and it's off the mark. Grabs his own rebound, and he puts it back up, and he puts it in. And the Sixers down by 9. Good effort that time by Tyrese Maxey. Again, that little layup did look forced, but to his credit, he got his own rebound. Hart, again, driving it over towards the lane. Hands it off to Bridges. A little 2. That's no good. Yabusele got boxed in by Jericho Sims. Bridges wide open for 3. Too easy. His foot was beyond the arc. It's 67 to 55. Just put a body on the guy. Put the clamps on defense. George, top of the key again. Crosses over 3 times. Hands it off to Maxey. Tyrese Maxey. Back over to Gershon Yabusele. Sixers looking at his own defense. Maxey floats it up and floats it in. George gets the steal. He gives it back to Maxey. Brunson has the ball go out of bounds, and I think it'll still be Sixers ball. Let's see. They call a foul on Gershon Yabusele. That was a good defensive effort by Paul George over on the backcourt side of things. Thanks again for the super chat, Scott. Appreciate that very much. You're more than welcome to donate to the channel. Anybody is. Hart at the top of the perimeter. A little dump-off pass to Jalen Brunson, and his two-point shot, way too strong, but he still got it in. Hit the back iron and just went straight down with ease. Get the Sixers are injured, but Eric Gordon has been responsible for a decent chunk of their defensive lapses. Oubre, catch and shoot three for the Sixers. That's too strong again. Yabusele, rebound. I like that rebound by Gershon. Landed off to Maxey again. Maxey through contact, puts it up. He's fouled. And he does get the whistle that time and is helped up by Oubre and Paul George. Yeah, baby. Jane, you gotta put YHA and you gotta put the baby face in there. That's what you gotta do. We need more of those. We need a lot more of those. Yeah. There we go. YEH, baby. 10 points for Maxey, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists for the kid from Kentucky. And the foul shot is up, and that one is good. You know, Rich Paul is one of those guys that's sort of like Scott Boras in Major League Baseball. Just represents so many players. He's Tyrese Maxey's representative as well for Clutch Sports. Second foul shot by Maxey. It's good.
Excellent.
Sixers do trail by 10. Hart again throws it over to Anunoby. That one almost went out of bounds, but good rotation by the Knicks. Brunson for 3 on the near side. No. And the ball goes into the hands of Josh Hart. Hart outside. Bridges another wide open 3. No. Hart rebound. Puts up a shot. And we have another whistle called. Can the Sixers just do a better job rebounding the ball? I mean, Bridges again was wide open for 3, and nobody can cover him. Not one person can cover him. And Oubre is attesting to his shoe. Has to try to tie his shoes. The laces are loose, and he is going to tie it as Hart's going to go to the line and shoot a pair of free throws. Now's the time for bricking for chicken. Hart's first foul shot. In and out it goes. Can the Sixers get another foul shot missed from Josh Hart? Has not really been a good foul shooter throughout his career. Just a 73% foul shooter. Hart with free throw number 2. Here it is. It's up. And it goes down with ease. I'm too lazy to go to emoji all the time. Well, yeah, baby. Got the milk. I like that. George with a dribble handoff pass over to Maxey. Maxey back to George. George to Yabusele. Yabu has a triple team. Eric Gordon for 3. Yes! Eric Gordon able to knock it down from the near wing. It's an 8-point ball game with about 7:20 left to be played in the third quarter. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. 10 more subs for us to get to 47-40. Hart downhill. Hart loses the ball. Gordon steal. Maxey outlet pass over to him. Puts it up and puts it in. It's now a 6-point ball game. Brunson for 3 on the other side. He got it to go, and he kisses the crowd goodbye. 73 points for the Knicks and 64 for the Sixers. Jalen Brunson able to knock down his first tray today. And actually, that's his second one. He hit one in the first quarter. Yabusele, dribble handoff pass to Maxey at the top of the key. Maxey with a logo 3. Yes! Another shot that goes on in by Tyrese Maxey. There's Brunson to Bridges. Bridges back to Hart. One more to Anunoby for 3 in the face of Paul George, and he got it to go. The Sixers, every time that they've been trying to go on a run, the Knicks have had the answers on the other side. That was the only time that I've seen that the Sixers actually contested the 3, and that one did go in. Yabu's looking for help. He'll hand it off to Oubre. Sixers only shooting 20% from 3. George catches. He lights it up for 3 on the near corner. And it's off the mark. Josh Hart gets the rebound. Again, Hart today with 9 boards, 6 points, and 8 assists. Anunoby on a drive. He throws it over to Bridges. Almost lost it. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. It's on the left side of the wing. Wants to dance over Yabusele. Lays it up and lays it on in. Sixers cannot stop him. And Bridges, that was just not a good matchup for Philadelphia. George wants to drive it. He'll hand it off to Oubre. Sixers playing pretty quick here. Gordon again drives it, and he gets a layup. Nice little finish by Eric Gordon. It's back to a 9-point ball game, and there's 5 minutes and 15 seconds left remaining in the third. 17 people on here watching, and now 24 likes. Let's get to 30. Let's get to 30 likes. Come on, folks. Bridges to Hart with a foul line jumper. Short, and Oubre gives it, or gets the rebound and tips it over to Yabusele. Sixers out in transition. Gordon thought about taking the three. Should have done it. And he'll give it over to Yabusele, who's double-teamed. He'll throw it over to Maxey for a four-corner three again. No. And Oubre tried to get the rebound, but 3 Knicks were there, including Josh Hart, who got the board. Another outlet pass over to OG Anunoby. Hart gets it back. Anunoby for another wide-open three-pointer, and it does not go down. Ay, ay, ay. It's Sixers ball and a timeout called by Nick Nurse. Sixers do trail by 9 points. 4.5 minutes left to be played. And they'll be back in just a couple of seconds. Okay. We had news that the Suns actually made a trade and they acquired Nick Richards from the Charlotte Hornets. That was for Josh Okogie and also multiple draft picks. Also heard news that Kyrie Irving, who's having a back problem, is listed as doubtful tonight against the Pelicans. Ugh. Sixers could easily win this game if they could just hit open shots, man. Says Aiden Laporte, and I could not agree. Sixers should be down by 25. Dude, I feel like that the Sixers should be getting blown out in this game. I'm not going to lie. I really do. I feel like that the Knicks have just outplayed them in every single category, and yet we're still in this. It's pretty crazy when you actually think about it. If you were tuning in on the vertical stream, I appreciate you so much for being over here. It means a lot. Hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel. For watching the verticals, and we got 7 likes. That's good. Excellent work. Vertical looks great. Good. Very, very nice. No yawning. It's contagious. Yep. Well, this is what happens when you don't take breaks. Yawning is contagious. It is. Come on, next, play like the Sixers and blow that 10-point lead like you're putting out your birthday candles. Let's take a look at the NBA scores. Do that right now. So the Sixers, in case you are tuning in for the first time, Sixers are down 70-69. The Celtics, they trail by 2 against the Raptors. It's 55-53 in halftime. The Hawks are up by 5 points in Chicago against the Bulls with 9:34 left to be played in the second quarter. The Bucks, they lead it by 22 points against the Orlando Magic. And the second quarter got started there. Grizzlies are down by 5 to the San Antonio Spurs. And the second quarter is underway there as well. Rockets and Nuggets, they play at the Ball Arena tonight in Denver, Colorado. That game will begin at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Hornets will play the Jazz at 9 o'clock. It's in Utah. And the Warriors are in Minnesota at the Target Center at 9:30, taking on Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves. And then the Lakers welcome the Heat at the Crypto.com Arena at 10 o'clock. And the Clippers at Inglewood will be hosting the Brooklyn Nets at 10:30. Maxey looking for some help. He'll have to throw it over to George. And George lost the ball. Brunson gets a steal. Jalen Brunson with a little floater inside. Then he puts it up and he puts it in. Sixers could not communicate there. And that just went off of Paul George's heel. And it's now an 11-point ball game in favor of the Knicks. Just the 6th turnover, though, by the Sixers. George on the drive. George finishes through contact. Whistles remain silent, but it's 80-71. Good job by PG. That's now 14 points for George and 5 assists and 3 rebounds as well. Brunson dribbles over towards the right side. Bounce pass to Bridges. One more to Sims, who cuts over towards the basket. Offensive rebound by Sims, and Yabusele is the one who gets called guilty for the foul. Jericho Sims trying to bully Gershon Yabusele, and Yabu, did he get a little elbow in there? Maybe just a little bit. See what I did there, Lil Scott? I don't believe you. Prove it by sending me 5. See again. Did he touch him just a little bit? Maybe not. That was actually a shooting foul on Maxey. Sims, another poor foul shooter for this New York Knicks team. First foul shot, it hits off the back iron and does not go in. Just a 67% foul shooter this year and a career 59% free throw shooter. 5 points, 6 boards, and he's 2 for 4 shooting-wise from the field. 80-71. Second foul shot by Sims. He got the friendly roll. A little bit of some luck there. 10-point ball game and 3:35 left to be played in the third quarter. George got the dribble handoff over from Maxey. He is on the left perimeter. Another shovel pass to Gershon Yabusele. He'll dump it off to Maxey. Maxey to George with 5 seconds left on the shot clock. George just to get going. He'll skip it over to Maxey. Maxey back to George for a wide open 3. Yes! He got it. Paul George makes it a 7-point ball game. And that was with the shot clock winding down. That was a nice wide open shot the Sixers were able to get. Inside, outside. Bridges dribbles from the left to right. Gives it back to Hart for 3. Too strong. And Maxey tries to tip it to himself. He does. Maxey up front. Goes up with a little Euro step. And a little layup as well. It's a 5-point game as Maxey got the long rebound over at half court. Reminds you of how many rebounds that happened last year in that sort of situation during the playoffs. It's a 5-point game. Brunson to Hart. Kick out to Bridges. Another wide open tray. No. Hart rebound. Sims gets it tipped, but he still has possession. Brunson to Hart at the top of the key. They'll rotate. OG Anunoby will drive it, and he'll try to finish. No. Jericho Sims got the rebound, and he lays down the flush. The rebounds are what killing the Sixers, along with the wide open looks that the Sixers are surrendering as well. George dribbles from left to right. Sixers got to be perfect scoring the ball. George anticipates the contact. He'll get the layup to go. And it's a 5-point game with less than 2 minutes. In the third quarter, 1:50 left to go to be exact. Hart wide open over on the far right side. He'll zip it over to Bridges. Bridges wants to go downhill. The ball goes out of bounds. And they're going to say it's last touch by Philadelphia. Bridges could have taken a 3 there, but he realized that he was not shooting the ball well ever since the end of that first quarter. So he decided, I'll just try to take it to the rim myself and then just zip it out to a open receiver, and that was OG Anunoby, but it went off the hands of Paul George. That's what the argument is. Come on, baby, let's go. 83 points to 78. And the Knicks will call for time. They actually called. They said that it was out of bounds on Mikal Bridges, so I think the Knicks will just challenge this. Okay. Well, let's see. Let's see what happens. It'd be great if we won this game. But my final score prediction was 111 to 92. That was my final score prediction on this one. The Bucks are crushing the Magic 45 to 19. My gosh. What's going on in that second quarter? It's an 11 to 3 run by Milwaukee. Damian Lillard has 14 points. Excuse me. That felt good. Looking at the NHL scores, we have 2 games tonight. One of them is actually a final. As the Buffalo Sabres, they've won against the Carolina Hurricanes by a score of 4-2. And the Edmonton Oilers are out in Minnesota taking on the Wild. Draisaitl versus Rossi. That should be a very good matchup. Draisaitl, 31 goals this year. It's been really strong. And the Oilers, by the way, they've won 6 out of their last 7 games. The only loss they had was to the Penguins. They also had a 1-0 shutout against the LA Kings. And Stuart Skinner had 30 saves. And McDavid had the only goal. Another great year by Connor McDavid. 17 goals, 42 assists, which is 5th in the NHL. And he has 59 points, now 28 years old. Like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icons. Is Grace still here? Or did Grace leave us? Still watching, Grace? My Magic suck. My Sixers suck. My Flyers kind of suck. My Bolts suck. My Eagles are my only shining light. Yeah, don't forget about the Phillies. At least the Phillies are playing better than this. But still underperforming, man. That's what it comes down to. 5-point game. Dembona will come on in, as well as Jeff Doughton Jr. and the Sixers. They win the challenge, and Knicks, that causes them a timeout. They only have 2 left. It's not even the 4th quarter. George is over at the top of the key, crosses over 3 times, takes it over towards the near elbow, now pulls up for a 2, and he got it! Paul George with an elbow jumper, and it's a 3-point game. PG's going off 19 points for him now, 6 for 14 from the field, but he's been doing a lot in this 3rd quarter down the stretch. Hopefully he can keep it up, though. Brunson steps back. Brunson thought about taking the 3. He'll hand it off to Achua. Achua's at the top of the perimeter. Now he'll try to drive it. It's deflected by Oubre. 0.4 seconds left on the shot clock, and it goes out of bounds. So it's going to have to be a quick catch-and-shoot 3. It's going to have to be very, very quick. They're cooking now, yep. Just went off the hand of Oubre and then went out of bounds over towards the near side. Josh Hart will sub back in for Bridges. With 0.4 of a second to go, Brunson inbounds it over to Anunoby. The shot gets blocked by Paul George, and a shot clock violation called against the Knicks. And the Sixers can tie it with a 3, or they can make it a 1-point game with a 2. We'll see what happens. Again, Sixers still in this, an 11-3 run over the last 3 minutes. 55 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. George spins out of a double team. He'll try to roll it up, and he gets the friendly bounce. It bounced 3 times, and he put it up and put it in. Paul George. 83-82, a 1-point game. Hart for 3 at the top of the key. That's no good. Sixers get the rebound, and they lost it, though. McBride got it. It was Jeff Doughton Jr. who had it, and then he lost it. And McBride able to take care of it. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Brunson steps into a 3-pointer. No, Sixers can't box him out, and he gets another rebound. Brunson on the near side perimeter wants to back down Doughton Jr. and try to post him up. Doughton playing good defense, and Brunson is just too strong. He is able to make a floater, and it's back to a 3-point game. Doughton on the near side of the wing. Thought about taking the 3. He pump fakes. He goes up with a 3-pointer and banks it in at the buzzer. I mean, my goodness, Josh Hart was all in his face. And the Sixers, they put up a prayer, and Jeff Doughton Jr. looks up and says, "Thank you, God." And we go into the 4th quarter. We're all tied up at 85 apiece at the Wells Fargo Center, and the crowd is making some noise. All right. We'll take that. We'll take that, baby. I hit that button by accident. Sorry about that. Hit that button by accident. That's good. I'll take that. That's great. That's good stuff. Why is this blocked off now? Huh? Again, can't understand what's going on with the Stream Deck and this little thing. Ay. What's going on with this? That's not what I want off. I want the blue thing off. Where's the blue thing? That's not what I want either. All right. Where is it? All right. I will be right back. I'm going to take a very quick step off. All right, let's go, baby. Nice. I'll take that. I'll take that. All right, we're tied. We're going into the fourth quarter. It's 85-85. Just Jeff Doughton Jr., man, just banked in a three that was highly contested, and it went against the odds. And he still was able to hit it. Damn, 85-45. 85-85, baby. What's up, Kenwell? How you doing, my friend? All right. Trivia. I forgot about trivia. Sorry about that. I will ask you a Sixers trivia question. And if you get it right, you'll hear this. If you get it wrong, you'll hear this. Okay, I want to know. I would really like to know. I'm dying to know. This question. Who has the most playoff points in Sixers history? Who has the most playoff points in Sixers history? What's up, Michael? How you doing, my friend? We're tied up 85-85. Brunson trying to get the lead back for the Knicks. So he'll go over towards the elbow. He'll put up a J, and he'll cash it on in. Most points in 76ers playoff history. Who has it for the Sixers? Doughton's over at the Toyota sign. He'll take it over towards the top of the key. Dribble it back over towards the Toyota sign. And now wants to float it up, and he floats it in. Oh, my gosh. Jeff Doughton Jr. My gosh. Everybody's doubting him, but guess what? The only person that's shooting now for the Sixers and making some tough contested shots is that guy, Jeff Doughton Jr. And the Dembona gets called for a reach and foul. Most playoff points in Philadelphia 76ers history belongs to who? Who has the most playoff points? I'll give you 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. This is a game. It is. So the person who has the most playoff points is not Dr. J. Actually, I'm sorry. It is Dr. J. I'm sorry. It is Dr. J. Dr. J had 3,088 points. That is correct. That is correct. Good job. Good job, my friend. Give you a little round of applause for that. if this thing works. And it's not going to. It's frozen. Let's unplug it. And let's put it back in. And now see if it works. Nope. Nothing's working with this. All right. 87-87. And 11:03 left to be played in the fourth quarter. 87 and 11:03. Why is this up here? 10:53 left to go, and the Sixers are going to get the ball back. Sorry, my screen froze. Adem Bona committed a personal foul. They're going to call a goaltending on Kelly Oubre. Or Adem Bona, that is, as Achua tried to go over towards the rack. And it's 89-87. Sixers do trail by 2 points. They got to try to be a little bit more selective here on offense. Maxey will zigzag. He'll try to float it up inside, and he can't get the friendly roll to go. Deuce McBride got the rebound. Outlet pass to Josh Hart over towards the near side of the perimeter. He'll dump it off to Jalen Brunson, and he gives it back over to OG Anunoby. Bona lost the ball, gives it back to Achua. McBride to Hart, Hart to Brunson. One more to Anunoby for a three. And it's off the mark. Another offensive rebound by Achua, blocked and rejected by Oubre. Hart gets back out there, though. Here's Anunoby on a little dump-off pass inside. Shot goes up, no, and a foul called on Philadelphia. It'll be on Adem Bona. Man, this Knicks team is providing much better crisp ball movement. So, yeah, no Joel Embiid, no Andre Drummond, no, who else? No Andre Drummond, no Kyle Lowry. A lot of guys still missing for the Sixers. No Caleb Martin and no KJ Martin either. When you're coming on in, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. Foul shots coming on up as Achua will go to the line. Precious Achua is 1 for 2 today. First foul shot, no. Second foul shot, that's no good either. Brick it for chicken, baby.
Excellent.
Chicken tenders for everybody. At the Sixers Stadium, it's still a 2-point game. Oubre will tie it as he goes to the rack, and he cuts back door and slams it home. And we're locked up at 89. 9:45 to go in quarter number 4. For the Sixers, Brunson with a skip pass to Hart, a three by Anunoby. Too strong. And it's Justin Edwards who got the rebound for the Sixers. Maxey will step back. The Sixers can get the lead. Maxey with a floater inside. Oh, he wanted the foul call. The whistles remain silent. Josh Hart got the rebound. It's 5-on-4 ball. Hart lost it. He gets it back. He'll find OG Anunoby downhill. It's rejected by Bona. And we do have another foul called. It'll be on Adem Bona. And he cannot believe it. That's his third personal foul. See again. Did he get a little bit of contact there? He did. Just a little bit, though. This will be a big win against the Knicks. Watching tennis as well. Nice. Very good. Did he get the shooting end? Just a little bit, but they don't really call that against the Knicks too much, but it is what it is, I guess. OG Anunoby is going to head over to the foul line, and they'll shoot 2 free throws. But before he does that, I think he's going to go get checked out by the training staff because it looks like he has a bloody nose. Just walk and shuffle those feet. 9:16 to go in quarter number 4. Just want to make sure that some of these sounds are working. There we go. Actually gets no calls. Nope. There's Oubre, 14 points, 7 rebounds, and 1 block. Let's see the Sixers emojis in the chat. See those Sixer emojis in the chat. So the Sixers get a free timeout out of this, I believe. They have 4 timeouts left. 9 minutes and 16 seconds left to be played in the fourth quarter. Sabalenka plays tonight, I think, Scott. Ooh, I like watching tennis. I like watching Sloane Stephens. Sloane and Coco are fun. All right, OG's at the line. And some free throws coming on up. Shooting foul again called on Bona. Maxey, Oubre, Edwards, Bona, and Doughton Jr. all out there for the Philadelphia 76ers. And Anunoby unties the knot. Makes it a 1-point lead. Hard to get and ones all the time. It is. It's not easy. 90 points for the Knicks, 89 for the Sixers, and Anunoby's second foul shot. He gets the friendly roll. It's a 2-point ball game. And the Sixers have to get back out there on offense. 91 points for the Knicks, 89 for the 76ers. Maxey's at the logo, hands it off to Bona. More dribble handoffs by the Sixers. Bona lost it, though. Achua gets the steal, and he'll pass it over to Josh Hart. Hart almost loses it. Hart tries to float it up inside. No. And the follow through by Precious Achua. That's good. It's just all effort, man. It really is. It's all about just getting downhill and just playing with effort. It's 93 to 89. Knicks lead it by 2 possessions. Sixers still haven't been able to get a bucket in this fourth quarter as their fourth quarter shooting lows continue. Again, a little soft touch over to Bona as he's blitzed down the lane. Bona to Doughton for a near corner 3. No good. Josh Hart got the rebound, leaped up over Justin Edwards. And the Sixers have got to stay out in front of Josh Hart. He'll swing it to Brunson. Brunson being guarded by Maxey. 13 seconds left on the shot clock. Achua comes up with a screen. Bona decides to double team him. And the ball gets stripped, but it's in the possession of Josh Hart, and Hart's three-pointer is no good, and Oubre got the rebound, and he got trapped up by Deuce McBride. Josh Hart has not been able to hit wide-open threes. It's not like what he was able to do last year against the Sixers in crunch time. There's still 8 minutes left to be played, though. Just found out the Sixers are on ESPN and gave my mom a little rant. Yeah. 8 minutes left to be played in the fourth quarter. Mom, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me? Come on. 7:55 left to go in the fourth quarter. Georgia again at the top of the key. Dribbles with the left hand. Crosses over with the right hand. Steps back. Over on the elbow. Puts up an elbow J. Too strong. And Brunson with the board. So George back out there for the Philadelphia 76ers. Brunson on the drive over towards the basket. Kicks it out to Bridges. Good rotation by Jeff Doughton Jr. And Bridges wants to try to size him up. Bridges with a skip pass to Josh Hart. Hart with a backdoor pass to Bridges for 3. And the friendly roll is good. It was Deuce McBride who knocked it down. And somehow, someway, the ball went out, or the ball went in. That was Ricky Council not out there now. Come on, man. Maxey over for the Sixers with 7 minutes to go. They still haven't gotten a bucket in the fourth quarter. George towards the near side. George looking to dribble it, and he'll skip pass it over to Gershon Yabusele. Back outside to Justin Edwards. Edwards spinning. He'll roll towards the basket. Goes up with a 2. He got it in the face of Jalen Brunson. All right, so it's a 5-point game with 6:43 left to be played, and Brunson will pick up the basketball. Edwards trying to lock him up. I'd like to see that matchup a little bit more, too. Doughton traps him along with Justin Edwards, and he has to throw it, and he will over to McBride. McBride to Bridges. Bridges lost the ball. Doughton tried to save it, and it's still New York basketball as it goes out of bounds underneath the baseline. How is Yabusele doing tonight? Yabusele tonight is not really doing so good for the Sixers. That was a very lucky bounce by Miles McBride. 96 to 91. Sixers do call a timeout And 6:25 left to be played. Oh, they're keeping it close. They are. Got to get a win. Need a win tonight. Why are we missing some of the action? It says Maxey blocked Bridges' shot. I don't know what the heck's going on. We're still in the timeouts. Michael, you would know more than me. My mom is stealing the TV. Thanks, JJ. I wasn't even thinking. I mean, it's on cable for me, so it doesn't affect me. If I would have known that it was on the national networks, I would have, I guess, said something. But then again, I don't really like to promote that stuff because guess what? I don't want people to leave my channel. I know that you wouldn't, but then I gotta be smart. Because some people would, and they'd be like, oh, thanks. Bye, JJ. I'm gonna leave you now. Just kidding. Bridges, 21 points. He was doing so well in the first quarter, and he's been pretty cold. He was 4 for 4 from 3. Now he's 5 for 10, which is still pretty good, but in retrospect, not so much. Just call him Yabu. Yeah, I call him Yabu too. Makes me think of Yogi Bear. You guys ever watch Yogi Bear? Yabba Dabba Doo. Or wait, isn't that the Flintstones? Boo Boo. Boo Boo is Yogi Bear, yeah. Oh, thanks for answering about Yabu. Oh, okay, no problem. No problem. No problem. You're welcome. Come on. All right, it's a 5-point game. I think I got invested back into this team. Come on, man. Why? Why does this team do this to me? Just end the curse, dude. Like, come on. Why? Why do we care? Come on. A picnic basket, boo-boo. That's right. That's right. Yeah, with 6 points in 27 minutes, he knocked his knee and got a little bit bruised. He did. Yeah, he's not having a dominant game, though. All right, come on, man. Sixers get a steal off the inbound pass. It's by Jeff Doughton Jr. Sixers trying to hustle downhill. Doughton looking for some elbow. Hand it off to Maxey. Maxey gets a pump fake. Maxey back out to Doughton. One more for a 3 by Edwards. He got it to go. Justin Edwards. He'll make it a 2-point game. Let's see Justin Edwards in the chat, folks. Let's go. 6 minutes left to go. The Knicks only have 2 timeouts. The Sixers have 3. Brunson steps back. He'll put up a 3. That's short. Rebound by George. Sixers could tie it with a 2. They lost the ball as Miles McBride plays scrappy defense. And it's Jalen Brunson who comes away with it at the top of the key. 5:40 left to be played. A handoff over to Josh Hart. Hart knives his way through the lane and now makes it a 4-point ball game. Josh Hart. He has 14 rebounds, 10 assists, and 6 points. That was a crucial turnover by Paul George. Maxey again over at the logo for the Philadelphia 76ers. Maxey steps back, will put up an elbow J for 2. And Brunson able to climb the ladder and get the rebound for New York. Back to a 4-point ball game. Brunson on the drive. He'll squish it down the lane and he'll put it up and in. And it's a 6-point game with 5:03 left to be played in the fourth quarter. And a timeout by Philadelphia. As Nick Nurse will try to talk things over again. Be right back. I think of Yogi Bear and I think of the campsites in Florida called Jellystone and Yogi Bear. That's true. That's true. Yabusele sounds like a Star Wars bounty hunter. That's so random. That's funny. I like this Edwards guy, man. I do. I really like this Justin Edwards guy. The more I watch him play, the more I like Justin Edwards. He's a gem. Just has to continue to play. 24 people watching. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. The name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. We go on for Sixers, Phillies, and Eagles games. If you guys enjoy our play-by-play commentary, feel free to like, feel free to subscribe, and feel free to hit the bell icon too, man. We have a blast on here. It's a lot of fun. I love doing Sixers games. I love having fun and getting you guys involved. It's really fun, man. You're more than welcome to hit the Super Chat button, too. We're on almost pretty much every single day doing Sixers and doing Eagles games. It's and Phillies games, too, when the season comes. So it's a blast. It is. Great player, Berra. However, played for the Yankees. Jane can't like him. Haha, joking. Different guy. Totally different guy. Weren't there like... No, I guess not. There's Mark Jackson and Jim Lynam and Amy Fadul. They're a good crew, man. They are. They're a very, very nice crew. Suns got Nick Richards. Just saw that trade. Yep, we talked about it a little bit earlier. It's a good trade for them. They needed somebody that could protect the center position and be a good rim protector, and that's what he brings to the table. So that was a very nice move for the Suns. 4-point game, or a 6-point game. Big difference. It's still a 2-possession game, though. Sixers are down 194 against the New York Knicks. This draft class is pretty good, including Edwards. Yeah, Edwards wasn't even drafted by the Sixers. It's really funny. Wasn't even, like, he went undrafted. Wasn't even drafted. And he's good. There's a lot of talent. Jared McCain's really good. Like him a lot. Sixers will inbound it over to Maxey. And the Sixers trying to stay involved in this game. Yabu's over at the top of the key. They'll hand it off over to Maxey. Maxey lets it fly for 3. It's short. And Chua is the one who gets the rebound. 4:45 left to be played in the fourth quarter. Sixers down by 6. Both teams do have 2 timeouts left. Brunson gets a screen set by Chua. Bridges with a pass to Anunoby for a catch-and-shoot 3. That's no good. Sixers still in it. Oubre got the rebound. He'll hand it off to Maxey. Maxey with 4:23 left to be played. Hands it off to Gershon Yabusele. Maxey on the drive over towards the basket. Scoops and scores. After a 4-point ball game, Maxey keeping the Sixers involved in the action. 196. He's not really had a good shooting day, but Sixers could use him down the stretch. 4 minutes to go. Brunson gets a little bit of some space. He's being guarded now by Paul George. A floater's up. No. And the Sixers get a rebound. Great defense by Paul George. Oubre got the board. Maxey out in front for the Sixers. Maxey gets some space. He puts up a 3. He knocks it down. 1-point game with 3:43 to go. Brunson now over at the top of the key. Goosebumps here in Philadelphia. 24 for Maxey, 10 for 25. He is from the field. Edwards guarding Brunson. 5 seconds to go. Brunson with a step back 2, and he got it. It's a 3-point ball game as Jalen Brunson shows that he has guts. 102-99, and still plenty of time to go. Maxey dumps it off to Edwards. Yabusele back to Maxey. Maxey down the lane. Steps back. He'll give it back to Edwards for the tie. He got it! Justin Edwards! He's clutch too! And we're knotted up at 102 apiece. 2:54 to go with the Wells Fargo Center getting loud. Brunson on the near side, being guarded by George. He'll pass it to Hart. Hart down the lane looking for some help. Hart floats it up, and he gets called for a travel. And it's with 2:43 left to go. The Sixers will have the ball, and Hart wants an explanation from the ref. Let's go, baby. All right, 2.5 minutes to go. Sixers looking to try to take the lead for the first time. They're knocking on the door. Yabu hands it off to Maxey. Maxey steps back. He'll put up a three over a double team. No, Yabu with the rebound. And he's fighting for the board, and I think we have a jump ball. I do. It'll be a jump ball call between Yabusele and Josh Hart. Yabu giving it his all. With 2:23 left to be played, and the Sixers and the Knicks both have 2 timeouts. Scrappy game between the Sixers and the Knicks, with no Joel Embiid and no Andre Drummond. And even though the Knicks don't have Karl Anthony Towns, the Sixers putting on a very good effort in this fourth quarter down the stretch. Here's the tip-off. Oubre saves it, and Oubre gives it back to Maxey. Josh Hart, though, got the steal. Hart looking to solo it, and he does. Josh Hart did a good job anticipating where that ball was going to go. That's just his specialty, and that's what he does. Knicks have the lead again. It's 104 to 102. George on the far side. He's looking to try to be aggressive. He'll step back. He'll cross on over. He'll dump it off to Yabusele. Gershon Yabusele hands it back off to Maxey again. Maxey down the lane. He'll initiate the contact. He'll try to pass it, and it's stolen again by the Knicks. It's OG Anunoby who comes up with it. Brunson dribbles outside, and he'll reset the clock with 1:35 to go. The Sixers got to get a stop. They do. They got to rotate. Oubre stays on Hart. Hart steps back again. Finds Anunoby for a wide-open three. Jackpot. 107 to 102. OG Anunoby hits a big-time three, and the Sixers will burn a timeout. 1 minute and 26 seconds left to go. Man. It's just heartbreak after heartbreak, man. Still isn't over. But wow. One more timeout left. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon too. Again, we go on for Sixers, Phillies, and Eagles games. This team, man. Sloppy at the end of games. Yep. It's just how it goes. It still ain't over, though. Just got to lock down. And we have to score on this possession. We do. Why does this franchise do this to us? Why? We get so invested. Sixers, I think, do get to advance the ball. They do, because it is under 2 minutes. We just can't close. It's so frustrating. It is. Oubre will inbound it for the Sixers. He'll give it over to Tyrese Maxey. Maxey zigzags through the lane. Maxey almost lost the ball downhill. He's dribbling through traffic. Finds Paul George. George will try to go underneath the basket. He'll try to scoop and score, and he didn't get it. He did not get it, and Brunson has the ball now with 1:05 to go. George wanted the foul call. He put it through his hands up. He wasn't going to get it. Brunson has the ball again for the Knicks with 1 minute left to be played. Yabusele playing defense over Jalen Brunson. Hart again will drive it over towards the lane. Achua lost the ball, and it'll be Sixers ball. With 54 seconds left to go, the door still not closed fully just yet. It still isn't closed. 107 to 102. Sixers have got to hurry, though. That's for sure. George with an elbow J. Puts it up, and it's a little bit short again. Oubre got the rebound. Give him credit, and a foul called. It'll be on Josh Hart. 43.3 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. Josh Hart commits a loose ball foul. That's just the fourth foul caused by the Knicks. Again, it's all just about effort, man. It's all effort. Sixers will inbound it. It'll be Tyrese Maxey on the inbound here for the Sixers. He'll hand it off to Yabusele. Yabusele back to Maxey. Maxey looking to drive towards the basket. He'll spin, he'll turn, he'll try to go up with a floater, and he got it, and one! Tyrese Maxey with a heroic and an acrobatic shot, and the foul is called on Anunoby. Oh, we'll take the old-fashioned three-point play any day. I don't know how he got it. That was good footwork, too, by Tyrese Maxey. And OG Anunoby, no reason for him to foul there, but he did. It's 107 to 104. 36 seconds left to be played. The foul shot by Maxey. It's good. Excellent. We got to play defense. 36 seconds left to go. Brunson gets the inbound. Brunson is still in the backcourt. 10 seconds separating the shot clock from the game clock. Come on, let's play lockdown D. George guarding Brunson. 20 seconds left to go. Brunson dribbles towards the right side. Gets a little bit of space. Floats it up, and he floats it in with 18 seconds left. Maxey will get the inbound again for the Sixers. They do not call a timeout. Maxey on the drive. And there's a blocking foul called on Brunson with 13.8 seconds to go. 109 to 105. And 13.8 seconds left in this game. Knicks still have 2 timeouts left, and they're still not over the foul limit. Sixers are not in the bonus. Oh, wait, yes, they are. 109 to 105, and Maxey will go to the line for 2 free throws. They missed the second. We'll see. 109-105. First foul shot by Maxey. He knocks it down. It's a 109-106 ball game. I guess you got to make the second free throw. Guess you got to do that. 109 to 106. Can the Sixers make it a 2-point game? Maxey's second foul shot. Got it. And timeout by the Knicks. 109 to 107. 13.8 seconds left to go, and the Knicks will burn one of their 2 timeouts remaining. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. We got 31 people on here watching. I'm Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. Appreciate each and every one of you for being on here. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. My goal is to get to 47 under 40 subscribers. We have 31 concurrent viewers. Let's get to 35 likes. Come on, man. There's Allen Iverson in the building. Well, you got to foul immediately. That's for sure. Still got to foul immediately. We can still hope that this game goes into overtime. Edwards just could not stay in front of Brunson. That was a killer of a play. Close the door, Jane. 109 to 107. Hopefully a steal off of an inbound would be great as well. That would be really, really good. Come on. Sixers in the bonus. Knicks do get to advance the basketball. It'll be Mikal Bridges who will inbound it over from the near sideline. Ref hands it off over to Bridges. Bridges looking to inbound it. Bridges trying to pass it. He'll give it up to Brunson, and Brunson has to get fouled by Edwards, and he does. They just take about 2 seconds off of the game clock, and Brunson's going to head over to the line, and they'll, I think, shoot some free throws, or the Sixers have a foul to give. They did. They had a foul to give, and Brunson will inbound it. So the more time will be taken off the clock, or the Sixers can get another steal here. That'd be great. Brunson gets the inbound, and Oubre has to foul. The ball comes loose, and the Sixers trying to get on top of it, and they do! They got it! Paul George dove on top of it, and he was fouled, I believe. Timeout called by the Sixers with 7.1 seconds to go. Or was that a timeout that they called? It was. It was a timeout that the Sixers called, and that's a huge turnover by the Knicks. Nice play by Yabu, and George got it, and it was a timeout called. Let's go, baby. It ain't over. Tie it with the 2, man. Come on. Knicks still have 1 timeout left as well. Come on, let's tie it. Send this game into overtime. 109 to 107 and 7.1 seconds left to go. And another dicey game for the Sixers. And the Sixers have the ball. That was their final timeout that they burned. Oubre will inbound it for the Sixers. What's Maxey doing back there? Maxey will get it for the Sixers. 7 seconds to go. Maxey will have to drive it over towards the lane. He'll scoop it up. And a goaltending called. I believe they do. It's a goaltend. 2.2 seconds left. The goaltend called on Achua. Timeout called by the Knicks. And we're tied. Wow. It's an official review. The officials are going to review it. Let's see. Let's look at the review here. Did Maxey hit the backboard? Yep, that's a goaltend. Oh, that's easily a goaltend. I don't even think he would have made it, but that's a goaltend. Oh, yes, it is. That is easily a goaltend. 2.2 seconds left. And we're tied up 109 to 109 at the Wells Fargo Center. So they officially review it. It is a goaltend. They're gonna add They're gonna add a second left, so it's now 3.2 seconds left, and the Knicks will burn their final timeout. They play defense. We go into OT. Come on. We play defense, and it goes into overtime. Come on, man. Defense. Defense is in the chat, please. Yay. This team is so annoying. They're like a bug. They sting you, but they just want to keep coming back. Doesn't matter how many times the mosquito bites you, you still have an appreciation for being outside. You know, it's unbelievable. Defense is in the chat. Come on, man. That was the last timeout used by the Knicks. Defense. Play defense and we go into overtime. 3.2 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. They cannot foul. No timeouts left for either team. Bridges will try to inbound it for the Knicks. They got to try to get it off, and they will over to Anunoby. Anunoby steps back. He goes up for the win. No good. We're going into overtime. OT at the WFC. Let's go, baby. Come on. Overtime. Woo! Oh, this is beautiful. That's just great. I will fix this stream deck. Don't worry about that. Overtime, baby! Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon. Wow. This team. I'm crying. Ugh. This team just put me out of my misery, man. Come on. Put me out of my misery, man. Counted for Reese. OT up next. Maxey was clutch on both ends, man. And how about that defense, by the way, by Paul George? I mean, he's the one that dove on top of that loose ball, and he got it. He stripped it out of Brunson's hands, and he got it to go. Wow. This team bothers me. They annoy me, but you know what? It is what it is. Like, subscribe. We got 40 people tuning on in. Let's get more and more people to join the play-by-play with JJ family. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. We got O'Gluffy here. What's up, O'Gluffy? How you doing, my friend? Sixers are 2-1 in overtime this year. The Knicks are 1-0. Still got to win the ball game. It's 109-109. The Sixers were able to put up 24 points in that fourth quarter, and the Knicks, they put up 24 points as well. This is a New York-Philadelphia rivalry. That's all you could ask for, and it's without Embiid as well. Crazy. Maxey has 31 points. He came up clutch down the stretch, I'll tell you that. George is 23. He came up clutch down the stretch, too. 12 points in the fourth quarter for Tyrese Maxey. And jump ball over at center circle, and it'll be saved by Oubre, but they actually say that it went out of bounds right as Oubre touched it. And then it'll be, I think, New York basketball. It will. So Hart will inbound it. Josh Hart with another triple-double. 10 points, 11 assists, and 14 rebounds. This is a guy who averages about 9.4 rebounds per game and 5.5 assists as well. Brunson gets it over towards the top of the key. Dribbles towards the right side. He'll step back over Paul George. George locks him up, though. And Anunoby on a flush over towards the basket, and he throws it down. So it's a 2-point lead for the Knicks. 111-109. Sixers trying to respond on the other side. Oubre dumps it off to Yabusele in between the circles. A little handoff pass to Maxey. He lost it, and it goes out of bounds. Not a good start to overtime by the Sixers as they trail by 2 points, and OG Anunoby will inbound it. JJ, I feel the same way, but they're like, can't lose this with the answer in the house. 111-109. Not even going to look at the scores. Jalen Brunson gets it over towards the right side, puts up a 3 over George. Swish goes the basketball. It's a 5-point lead for the Knicks as he silences the crowd in Philadelphia. Sixers need to respond. 4 minutes to go. We've only played 1 minute in overtime. 114-109. Maxey will hand it off over to Justin Edwards. Edwards to Yabusele, who's being guarded by Sims. A handoff back to Maxey, who steps back. He'll cross on over. He'll spin. He'll try to scoop and score. No good, and Josh Hart is the one who secures the rebound. Yabusele got elbowed right into the face by Josh Hart. They didn't call it. 3:33 left to be played. More scrappy basketball by the Knicks. Hart dumps it off to Achua. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Hart has to get going over to Brunson. Brunson now dribbles with the right hand. Brunson steps back, puts up another three-pointer. In and out it goes, but a foul called on Paul George. And it's in the act of shooting as well. That is a killer for the Sixers. Let's look again to see if he did. That was the shot that he hit before that. They're not. All right, now let's see. Did he put it up? And that's just, they're replaying those two shots. And now that time there, he couldn't close out. Brunson, first foul shot by Jalen. He got it. It's a 6-point game with 3:17 to go. Oh, man. 115-109. Brunson, 34 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists as well. The second free throw by Jalen Brunson. It's good. It's a 7-point lead for the Knicks. He's looking to put them up by 8 now. Sixers still haven't scored in the first 2 minutes of this overtime. Brunson for his final free throw this trip around. It's up, and he hits all 3. 8-point lead for the Knicks with 3:15 to go. Yes, George towards the right side. Now takes it over towards the left. He'll swing it over to Yabusele, and Yabusele got fouled by Josh Hart as he went down into the lane. You're not getting the calls, then shoot, shoot, shoot. Tired of scoop with Maxey. You're not Iverson, man. Just got to keep shooting that ball, man. So Philadelphia will have Justin Edwards inbound it. And he'll give it up to Yabusele. Gershon with a fake handoff pass. Was supposed to go over to Paul George. George is blitzed. Maxey gets it back. Maxey will drive. He'll put it up. It's blocked and rejected by the Knicks again. Brunson over towards the near side. 2:50 left to be played. An 8-0 run to start off overtime by the Knicks. Brunson again over at the logo. Got the ball knocked loose, and it's stolen by Oubre. Oubre's going to solo it, and he throws it down. And it's a 6-point ball game, so a little blunder by Jalen Brunson. 2:30 left to go in overtime with the Sixers down by 6. Bridges will take the ball up now, and he's being guarded by Justin Edwards. Bridges crosses on over. Dumps it back to Jalen Brunson, who's guarded by Oubre, and now gets blitzed, and we have another foul called on the Sixers. It'll be on Gershon Yabusele. I just can't understand how Jalen just gets so many of these calls, and Maxey's just not getting him, man. It's just unbelievable. Achua had a beautiful block on the other side of Tyrese Maxey's layup, but it's just crazy. So Brunson is at the line. They called it in the act of shooting too. Crazy. It's 5 for 7 from the foul line. And Jalen Brunson with the first foul shot, it's good. That's a 7-point lead for the Knicks. Sixers still have 2 timeouts left. It's not like you get a point in this either. It's not like hockey. Brunson's second free throw, it's good. It's been taken over overtime. It's 119-111. Maxey gets it over at half court. He'll swing it over to George. George is being defended by OG. Here's a 3 by Yabu, and he got it. Gershon Yabusele says, I'm not done yet. It was left wide open. They said if not Paul George, somebody else, and it was Gershon who had the answer. 5-point game with less than 2 minutes to go. Brunson dribbles towards the right side. He's blitzed by two Sixers players. He'll give it up to Anunoby. Anunoby trying to go up with a shot. It's up, and it is in. 121 to 114. That was Precious Achiuwa who got it to go. 7-point game with 98 seconds left to be played. George will step back. He'll hand it off to Yabusele. Another three by Yabu. And he's human. He can't get it to go. Hart got the rebound. Sixers couldn't box out. 1:25 left to go in overtime. Sixers down by 7. Brunson again has the ball. Skips it over to OG Anunoby. Back outside to Brunson. Sixers have to double team and try to trap him. And that's what they'll do. Achiuwa down the lane. Backdoor cut by OG. And it's up and in. It's a 9-point game with 1:10 to go. And the Sixers will burn their first of 2 timeouts. I just can't understand in this overtime why they're not spreading the ball around. Maxey's driving it to the lane. He's not getting the calls. You got to shoot the ball, man. If he's not going to get the calls, you got to take the threes, man. You have to. And we can't box out. We're getting out physicaled. We need 3 stops. That's a lot easier said than done. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to turn the bell icon on too. I'll have a post-game show after this if you guys want to stay on. I do have my own thoughts on this game. Neil says, I don't know, JJ. This team is so annoying. 123 to 114 with 1 minute and 10 seconds to go in overtime. Actually inbounds it over to Yabusele. Gershon's looking to pass it. He got the ball knocked loose and stolen by Josh Hart. Hart again with a little alley-oop pass to Mikal Bridges. And the Knicks doing Knicks types of things. 125 to 114. 55 seconds left to be played. Maxey on a pass to Yabusele. Back outside to George. George steps back for a 3. And that one is good. It's an 8-point game with 50.2 seconds left to go. And the Sixers are going to need a miracle. 50 seconds left to be played in overtime. They're down by 8 points. Bridges with a pass over to Jalen Brunson. Brunson has it. He'll throw it over to Josh Hart. They play keep away. Sixers are going to have to foul some point. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Brunson again. Lost the ball. It's stolen by Edwards. Maxey on a fast break, and Maxey will lay it up, and he'll lay it in for the Sixers. Still a 6-point game. Time still running. Brunson throws it over to Mikal Bridges, and now the Sixers got a foul. Hart has it. 20 seconds to go. They're playing keep away. Brunson still has it. Brunson over to OG Anunoby. They're still not taking time off that clock. 10 seconds left to go. Brunson will swing it outside. 8 seconds left over to Josh Hart. And that is pretty much going to wrap it up with 3.4 seconds left unless the Sixers get a miracle here. 125 to 119. It's a 6-point game with 4.2 seconds left, and the Sixers will call it timeouts. Could not even foul. It's like the 1980 hockey team. It's a miracle. 4.2 seconds left to go in overtime. Just crazy. Unbelievable. How does Yabu just lose that ball again from Hart? Hart, like, these are just like little mistakes that the Knicks are just toying with us, man. They're just toying with the Sixers, dude. Unbelievable. They're just toying with them. After this, we got a post-game show. Make sure that you stay on for that. Time is at 9:47. Fun chatting, JJ. See you this NFL weekend. Yep. See you then, dude. Thanks for stopping by. Sixers will inbound it. Oubre over to Edwards for a catch-and-shoot three. It's up, no good, and that's going to do it. That's all she wrote. As the Knicks able to take another game from the Sixers. And it's 125-119 is the final score. The Sixers are now on a 4-game losing streak. Insane. Absolutely insane. And the player of the game, Jalen Brunson, 38 points. 3 for 6 he was from 3. And that's the 8th game that he's had with 35 or more points this year. Another heartbreaking loss for the Sixers. And we'll talk about it in just 3 minutes. I need to regather my thoughts. And we'll be on for a post-game show. And we'll talk to you guys about this whole game. This was another stinger. Never thought that the Sixers could get me down again. But that's just, they find ways. They just find ways to make us mad and annoyed. And it is what it is. Be right back. I'll be right back. Welcome on into the 76ers postgame show with your boy JJ. The Sixers lose another heartbreaker. This time it's to the New York Knicks. They lost by a score of 125 to 119. It took them until overtime for them to lose that game. They're now 9 games under 500. They're 15-24 on the season, and now also 6-13 at home. Okay. This is one of those games where it's like, well, if you played them early on in the season, and you said that you don't have Joel Embiid, you don't have Andre Drummond, you don't have Kyle Lowry, Caleb Martin, and KJ Martin. This is cute, like this is one of those losses that's like, it doesn't really. It's more so like a moral victory because they competed, they played at a high level, but we're not at that point of the season. We know what the expectations are from the front office, and so it's just. It's one of those things where, there's positives I can certainly take away, especially from Justin Edwards. Edwards just continues to be a really, really good player for this team, and I want to continue to see him out there. But overall, as great as Paul George was in the first 3 quarters, again, he just folds and crumbles under pressure in the fourth. It wasn't really when I was really able to step back and process things over the last 3 minutes before I came on here. I mean, he's stepped up, during the last 2 minutes, and he had a couple of really nice defensive plays. But then, when we need him to come up with some big buckets in overtime, he couldn't hit those shots. I'm watching guys like Josh Hart, man, and it's just like no matter what the Knicks do wrong. No matter what they do wrong, they just seem to have the scrappy guys that are just out there, that are just able to lay it up and stick it to the Sixers. And Josh Hart, to me, was the player of the game. I know Jalen Brunson had 38 points. And I know he was 14 for 22 from the field, and he took over in that overtime. But Josh Hart, man, he killed the Sixers last year in the playoffs. And for some reason, he's just able to box out guys. He goes up for rebounds, and he didn't even shoot the ball well tonight. He was, 2 for 10 from the field. He couldn't make any threes, but yet he still made plays. He still got rebounds. He still was a facilitator, and the Sixers just couldn't stop him. And that was, the most really annoying thing about tonight. I'm watching Gershon Yabusele just get an inbound pass, and Josh Hart comes right from behind him and just tips it away. Like no one can just, he causes him to fumble the ball. It's like he's a safety out there, and it's just, we could not get those little bounces to go our way. And it just made me think about the Knicks series from last year all over again, where we keep them close and things are, we're within striking distance, and then just on the little plays at the end, we're just not able to close those gaps, and we keep the Knicks involved. And they do little things. They go after inbound passes. They scratch. They claw. And, that's the type of hustle that we need, and we don't play with that, and it's so annoying, and it's so frustrating. And I don't see that type of heart with our team sometimes. And especially tonight, late in that overtime, we didn't have that. Did Jalen Brunson have a couple of lucky calls? Yes. Did Tyrese Maxey not have a whistle again tonight? Yes. But you lost again because the Knicks, even on their not-so-good shooting night, they still out-hustled you. They still outplayed you. They still outperformed you. And I guess it really shouldn't come as a surprise, but it just stings. It does. It stings. Again, if this is like Game 5, if this is Game 7 or whatever, you're feeling fine. But, we just couldn't, make those scrappy plays. They had just 3 blocks tonight. Precious Achiuwa had 3 blocks, and some of them were clutch. But their defense wasn't necessarily locked down either. The one thing that really annoyed me tonight, was that in the very beginning of this game, we for some reason, we gave up so many wide open looks. We did. We had so many wide open threes that we just gave up in that first and second quarter to Mikal Bridges and Jalen Brunson. I mean, we could not put bodies on them. And I'm watching our offense out there, and everything that we're doing, it's dribble handoffs. It's not a lot of off-ball movement. We're not sitting down screens. We're not sitting ball screens or slide screens or, like, whatever it is, man. Like, we're just, again, like, no sort of creativity with the offensive play calling and just guys standing around. And if they are moving, it's just based off of dump-off passes. And so I figured that we were going to get out rebounded in this game because, again, Josh Hart is a very good rebounder. OG Anunoby didn't even have a lot of rebounds in this one. And neither did Jericho Sims or Precious Achiuwa. But, again, they hustle. They hustle and they outplay you. And that's in their DNA. I wish that we had that, you know? So that part's really annoying. And Josh Hart is just somebody who really does destroy us. And he was their player of the game again. Another good game for him. So yeah, that's like my biggest takeaway is that we lost because, again, we couldn't hustle down the stretch as a team. Tyrese Maxey, he annoyed me too. Again, 33 points for him. But it didn't feel like another Tyrese Maxey game. It seems like he's doing too much. It seems like he's not like he needs a point guard. He does. He needs a point guard on this team. He needs a point guard. He needs somebody that can set him up for success. And they're missing Jared McCain because of that. I really do believe that. I think Jared McCain is more so of a point guard, and Tyrese Maxey is more so of a 2. And look, he had 32 shot attempts tonight. He was 13 for 32. That's not good. It's not good at all. Really. That's really bad. Edwards did great off the bench. Adembona did his thing off the bench. I hope he continues to play, even with the big fella coming back. I thought that our bench actually did a good job, even though the stats may tell you Doughton had 7 points, Adembona had 2, and Edwards had 10. I thought that they were scrappy. I thought that they played better than some of the starters that we had. Oubre had 16 points and he had 10 rebounds. He gave us some hustle tonight. I couldn't really be mad at Kelly Oubre. Eric Gordon's defense, he was a liability out there. Gershon had a couple of bad turnovers. I know that he gives you a hustle. I know that he gives you some scrappy plays too, but overall, not a good game by Gershon Yabusele. And again, it's because you're putting him at the 5 and you're very limited. You just are. But yeah, key critical turnovers at the end. And the New York Knicks played you pretty well in that overtime. And Nick Nurse got outcoached. Again. Can't always rely on Maxey either. No. He needs a point guard. He's a 2. He's not a point guard. But yeah, I don't care what the stats say. Paul George and Tyrese Maxey were 22 for 52 today. You want them to take the shots. They didn't execute. It's just unfortunate that we just are in this hole. I don't know. We shouldn't rely on anybody. You win as a team. If 60% of your team is making the shots and playing D, you win, period. Well, in fundamentals, that makes sense. It does. But, you're actually right. Unfortunately, our roster construction is not built that way. And that's where the problem lies. Our roster construction is not made that way. And the Knicks have built their roster the right way. The Knicks literally had a bad night tonight. and they still beat you because their roster was built the right way. And it came down to hustle. The Sixers looked tired at the end, and I figured that was going to happen. It didn't really surprise me. But the Knicks outplayed them, and they outlasted the Sixers. I didn't like that call and that three-point attempt by Jalen Brunson. I thought that was a bad call. But again, it's just what it is. Like, it is what it is, man. So, plus a short bench tonight doesn't help. No, but again, like, our bench is just not good. Like we don't have the right talent. Like, we have old guys. The way that the roster is built, it's a problem. Maybe that's what our frustration should be on. It's just the roster construction. Sure, we can complain that Nick Nurse doesn't play the young guys. Sure, he should be playing the younger guys more. But you need youth. You need guys that can just go up and down the court. It's a young man's type of a game. Unless you're LeBron James or Steph Curry. Those are like the anomalies, man. Like, Al Horford still can go up and down at a pretty high rate, but it's just when you have Kyle Lowry and Eric Gordon in your backcourt, what do you think is going to happen? At this point in their careers, they're old, they're slow. I mean, I'm watching some of the game tonight, and I'm thinking to myself, like, we're playing 5-on-4 with Eric Gordon out there on defense, and no wonder why the Knicks are able to get wide open looks, because part of it's because we're just slow. We have sluggish defense out there. I'm not saying that Eric Gordon's not giving enough effort, because he is. They're just old guys. That's the issue. They're old, and they're out of their prime. And Daryl Morey, again, has to make a decision. He's going to stick with this team. He's going to stick with this roster, and he's going to go out there and try to do something. But the bigger conversation needs to be, should we just shut Joel Embiid down and revamp this thing? Or, like, what do we do? What do we do? We're in a hole. And this game just told me what the difference is between the Knicks and the Sixers, and why the Sixers are going to really have a tough time even getting into the play-in tournament, because they don't have youth. The head coach is making the same mistakes. That's a problem in itself, but a bigger problem to me is that we don't have young guys. That's it. Lowry and Gordon need to take a long, extended vacation. You play who feels up to playing. Exactly, JJ. The fundamentals, it all takes time. Say it any way you want, but simply skill and effort equals victory. And youth helps that. Youth and athleticism certainly do help that. That's why we're screaming for Adem Bona to get more minutes out there. That's why we're screaming for Ricky Council to get out there, because we know that this roster is going to stay the same, and they're not going to make any different moves, right? But, like, we have an old and fragile team. 35-year-old Paul George. Can he still get up and down? He can, but he's on a huge contract, and that financially limits us. That's the issue. Nick Nurse isn't using the bench and his starters at the right time to utilize their full potential. I agree with that too. But two things can be true. He's not utilizing his starters, or he's not utilizing his players like he should. But also, we need younger guys. We need better talent out there. I don't know who else to get. I don't know who to go for. But we need better talent. We need guys that can just run up and down the court and keep up with these guys. I like Oubre. I like Gershon. But we need more scrappy guys. That's what the Knicks have. That's what the Celtics have. That's what these top teams have. They have scrappy guys. And that's how they build their team. That's the issue. Start the young guys, then sub with the old experienced guys during the game. I'm not saying that, like, you know, that some of these guys, like, I really like Kyle Lowry. I do. I like Kyle Lowry. I'm so tired of seeing him out there on the court so much. But if Lowry is there for, like, veteran experience and that type of a thing, and it would be different, right? Like, we would be not complaining as much if Joel Embiid was out there and if Jared McCain was out there, but we're in this hole because of this. And it's not the right way to build a team. You can't just build it around one guy. You can build it around a guy, but you have to have the right pieces intact. And I love Tyrese Maxey. He's the right piece. I do. He's a great piece with Joel Embiid. But again, we have to have really serious discussions about, like, whether or not we should restart this thing. I'm all for building around Maxey and McCain. I am. I'm definitely up for that. That's where my head is. But in regards to this game, they were 16 for 37 from three. They could have missed in that first quarter. They shot the ball a little bit better than us. They out-rebounded us, which I figured was going to happen. I said that in this game, you were only going to win, and they actually didn't even turn the ball over that much. They took care of the basketball pretty well, I thought, for the most part, except over towards the end. But if you were going to win this game, you were going to have to out-rebound them. And the rebounds were a big problem down the stretch. And that's why you lost, because you got out-rebounded. So, when I start to see a team collapse, my first thought is how did you get here? You wouldn't be here playing like that in college or high school, and you're making how much money? This team is still with Joel. It's Embiid and Paul George. That's the problem. Yeah, I know. It's annoying. It's frustrating, and I just don't know what you do. I would start over. And by start over, I mean keep Maxey, but build around Maxey and McCain. That's what I would do. But yeah, what say you? What say you, man? What else? Start the young guys and sub out the old players. Team is still with Joel. I know. I know. And I'm not a Joel Embiid hater, by the way. I've been such a supporter of him for so long. Joel has to play. I understand, but I'm ready to move on. I am. I'm ready to move on. It's been going on for so long. And if he wins a championship somewhere else, I'm ready to move on. Either shut him down or just move on. The message isn't clear. I would take a high draft pick this year. If the front office just came out and they said, you know what, here's our plan, because guess what? Things are not working out. Let's just shut him down for the rest of the year. Let's try to go after a top 5 draft pick. Maybe, just maybe, go after Cooper Flagg. I'd be totally on board with that. They're not going to do it, though, and I know that because, again, Josh Harris wants his money. It's plain and simple. So he's going to want to put butts in the seats, and he knows that if he, if he still has Embiid, George, and Maxey, that's still going to draw in some tickets. But It's just, it's so annoying that we're in this spot. And we have one team at least that's, in the playoffs, and that's doing really, really well. But once again, how many games did Kevin Garnett, Mutombo, and Shaq play? And how many did they miss in the regular season? Yeah, they got to get chemistry. They do. Chemistry matters. I agree with that. But the issue is, Jane, is that these guys can't stay healthy. That's another problem. And, are they going to stay healthy? Are they going to play? I don't think so. I don't think they will. That's why I'm ready to just move on. So, you can't trade Embiid until next summer because of his new contract. Might I mention some of the other NBA champions over the last 30 years? Yeah, look, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and that's just recent history. Kawhi, Kyle Lowry, and Pascal Siakam, they played a lot. Well, actually, Kawhi was a part of the load management, but that was sort of an anomaly. But Manu, Parker, and Duncan, they all play. It's Kobe, Gasol, and Bynum. It's just unbelievable, And I hate it. But yeah, let's look at the schedule. When did they play next? I heard that Embiid is getting evaluated again, and he should be reevaluated by Friday. I saw that happen. But yeah, chemistry does matter. I just don't think that we're going to get that. I don't. Play the Pacers next. That'll be on Saturday. We play the Pacers on Saturday night at 7 o'clock. Thank goodness. I need a break from this team. Pacers are actually on a losing streak, too. Oh, wait. No, they're not. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Pacers are 22-19. They just lost to the Cavs. They're on a hot streak. Great. So they've won, what? 6 out of their last 7 games. It's beautiful. That's what I was asking. How many games did they miss due to injury or just rest? They've only played 9 games together. It really hasn't been that long. I think actually less. I don't know specifically how many they've played, but yeah. Let's look at the schedule. So we play. Here's our schedule ahead, and it's not really pleasing. We play the Pacers on Saturday. We play the Bucks on Sunday. We play the Denver Nuggets on Tuesday in Denver. And then on Friday, we play the Cavs. Dude, we're playing the top teams of the NBA right now, except for the Boston Celtics. It's just... yeah, this is awful. This is really bad. Terrible. I don't know. All right. I think I'm going to wrap things up, dude. I think I'm going to call it a night. But yeah, the Pacers on Saturday at 7. The Bucks on Sunday at 7. Then we have to head to Denver on Tuesday, and we play them at 10. And then we play the Cavs on Friday. That's next Friday at 7. So, the schedule is not really so friendly. So, all right, I love you all. I do. I love you guys so much. I'm going to wrap things up, and I will catch you all on the next one. Friday, I got a Villanova game. If you guys want to tune in, I will post that in the community tab. I'm going to be doing color commentary. Should be a good game for Villanova. I'm looking forward to it. And then we'll be back on here on Saturday with this dreadful basketball team. But again, we still covered them. All right. Love you all. Lila Tov. Good night. And I will catch you on the next one.